Welcome to The Necessary Entrepreneur. Today's episode features actor and filmmaker Denzel Whitaker, Maestro Harrell, and Jesse Janari promoting the film Brand New, along with Cincinnati realtor and on-air personality DJ Smooth, and Jack Cook, founder of Illusion Islands Entertainment Studios. We jump straight into an amazing conversation, so get ready for insights on creativity, entrepreneurship, building wealth, and leaving a legacy. Plus, some behind-the-scenes moments with our cameraman, Jack, capturing it all. It's funny that you guys were just in this movie Brand New. You're in town doing all this stuff. You're marketing and you show up and get the awards and stuff. But it's like, why do we feel like that we have to go out and share everything that we believe with the world?
We don't.
See?
What do you mean, why do we believe we do?
But the world right now does, because that's almost where they're getting validation and identity.
But yes, but there you go. That's what it is.
Validation and identity for a lot of people. Think about 8 billion people in the world. How many people go unseen? How many people felt unseen?
They don't have microphones.
Just within their own home,
right?
Just within their own communities. And now you have basically this tool that connects the entire world instantaneously.
Yeah.
And overnight, everybody could be somebody in a matter of seconds, right? So, that empowers a lot of people. I say this respectfully, not every voice needs to be heard.
100%.
Or be somebody within your own community first. Find your own identity.
Be a local celebrity.
Locally first.
Find a niche.
To that point. But a lot of people want that and crave that, and they will seek that attention. You know what I mean? Everybody wants attention. I'll shoot some bail here. We all want to be seen, don't we?
Right.
You go home to your family, right? After a long day, you close the deal, you did whatever, you feeling like the man. Wouldn't you love nothing more than to go home and be seen by the people you love?
I don't need to anymore.
You don't need to anymore.
So here's
what I'm saying though is you don't need to anymore. Mm-hmm. But what if you never got that?
Right.
Great question. I think the vast majority of us to this point in this conversation, the vast majority of us, honestly, even though we feel like we're being seen, I don't think we receive any true, honest, authentic validation from the rest of the world at any moment. I think they're cheering for us in weird moments, and they're looking to tear us down, right?
Yeah.
And I think they're tearing us down because that's how most people feel,
Right.
They don't feel worthy. And so I don't think most of us inside who we want to be, who we feel like we could be, I don't think we ever really truly get a chance to be that person, to be seen, to be felt. I don't think most of us do, because if we did, everybody will be fulfilling their complete potential.
Right.
And what I look out here in the world, in business, entertainment, everybody, I see a lot of people falling short on what they already have inside of them.
Yeah, mediocre.
And that is the story and the narrative they're telling themselves for some reason.
But I also think it's because the society we live in, it also tells you that that's okay.
I get it. And
that's like, I don't subscribe to that, but it's the same thing of like, we live in a very pushing people or being like, how people say, don't beat yourself up, don't be hard on yourself. But everything's balanced, right? So like there should be those moments internally you are hard on yourself, but then you also have to know how to shake that off and move forward. But I think we live in an era where majority of people just are not hard on themselves.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
A lack of accountability on all parts.
Yeah.
People don't, once again, make the promises. They don't keep the promises that they make to themselves. So you're a loser because you lose to you every day.
Why do you think that's a problem? And you haven't thought about this. Why do you think? Yeah, go with it then, because you want accountability, and there's a positive conversation that can be had around it.
Absolutely.
But so many people have such a vitriol response to instantly hearing that. Right? They go to their political place. They go to their religious place. They go to, and I'm like, hold on. We're talking about individual responsibility and accountability for owning your outcome.
Right. Yeah.
And that clashes up against a bunch of things.
Because I'm in my comfort zone. Those are my comfort spaces.
What do you think about this?
I'm just going back to the notion of what you said. Like you're using words like most. Most people don't feel this, right? There are exceptional beings, and exceptional beings can lead the way through their own actions for other people. So to your point, right? I bring this back to you. If you go, are you married?
Been together 17 years. We're not married, but I've been with her 17 years. So here's the thing. We've been together longer than most people stay married.
Okay, wonderful. That's a blessing, right?
Yep.
You guys have been together for this long. Does she pour into you?
It's a yes, but it's almost like context needs to be added.
Right.
Explain.
She's substantial and incredible in all her own ways, separate from me as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so because of that, she believes and knows that she's capable of pretty much anything that she sets her mind to. And so individually, when she has developed that, and if we can tell the narrative of our stories, where we came from, challenges. I think the vast majority of us had challenges that look similar to what other people. It might not feel the same way.
Okay.
But if you saw where she came from, there's a big group of people that don't feel the same way that she's felt about taking responsibility, about accountability, about the furthering her education, and where she started here and she's risen up the ladder 8 or 9 or 10 times. And what I'm going to tell you is that I'm sure if you look at the full story, maybe I get a little bit of credit for being a good partner, but not the majority of it.
No.
And so what I know is she's already that individual before I go home at night and tell her how awesome and amazing she is.
Correct.
So what I'm saying is that it's not needed from her because the infrastructure that she's built herself.
Simple question, though.
Yeah.
I asked, does she pour into you?
I think she does because the incredible being that she is. What I'm saying is I don't need her to be. So yes, but it's yes.
Follow me for a second, please. Just
so I'll
follow
say
me.
yes.
Okay, you say yes, right? That's what I'm saying. You might not need all of what everybody when people are out there seeking for attention. They're seeking for it in ways that they might need it more of, that they might not never gotten or received, excuse me. What I'm saying is you might not need all of that. I don't know your life story, but whatever it is, maybe it's your partner, maybe it's your family, whomever, your cup is filled enough to where you can sustain, and your being who you are as a person might not need all of that, right? Now, also too, have you been doing work on yourself, like in terms of being honest with yourself, looking in the mirror, like seeing the man who you are today and being like, okay, I could have been better here, or this is where I kind of messed up, et cetera, et cetera. Have you done that work?
There's a self-awareness that I try to have every day with myself.
Right.
Where I have an honest relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And not just with the person I think I am.
Right.
The micro person I am daily with other humans.
Right.
Correct.
And so, and that's a tough place to get as a human because you got to have your ego in the right spot. You got to have your confidence in the right spot and what you believe about yourself, because to go to this vulnerable place to have an honest conversation, if I lived up to the expectation I had of myself every day, that's not comfortable for a certain part of life until you start owning it. And so I don't think I've perfected it, and I don't know if I ever will.
Right.
But I try to have a substantial level of self-awareness around not who I believe I am, about who even the world's getting to experience.
So with that being said, and this is just me giving you your simple flowers, we step off of the elevator, we meet you, you're eating a bag of Doritos, Jack gives you a compliment. You said, man, I'm sitting here eating Doritos. Very honest. We walk into your building, you're hosting us here, seeing everything that you've amassed thus far. Clearly, you're a man who has figured something
Proof of
out.
concept.
You have made the proof of concept, yes, very much real, and continuing to develop upon that. So when you say most, sir, we're having a conversation about somebody who is very realized. So when we're talking about people who need this validation, I don't think you fit anywhere near that bubble. And that's just me giving you flowers.
Yeah,
But
I appreciate that.
But my question is this.
Yeah, here we go.
This is my question, because this is what we don't talk about when it comes to lack of accountability. How do you get there? And that's what we don't talk about, especially as men.
Yeah.
We talk about the final product, but we don't talk about, well, what happened when none of this shit was what it was? What is the mindset? What is the heart posture there? What is the environment? What's the self-talk there? And that's what we don't talk about as men. We talk about the final. Oh, it's here. Yeah, but what about when this is not a table?
Yeah, because see, if we're gonna have that conversation, let's just say there's a certain percentage of exceptional humans.
Okay.
We see them in every category. There's exceptional humans.
Correct. Yeah.
And then there's people that for some reason that never get it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just I don't know if they have the worst luck in the world. They just never get it together. So we're talking about a middle 60 or 80% somewhere is what we're talking about. About is there something we can talk about and share that group of people could actually practically take and make actionable?
Yes.
Whether it's young men, at what point does it start at 14? Does it start at 16? Right?
I can start easily.
Pull it to you if you want.
Start
I don't know if
working-
it comes in more.
Start working out.
Sorry. Start working out.
Yeah.
Number one.
Go to the fucking gym.
Well, you lost my ass,
Go
so here we
to-
go.
Oh, you get it?
Yeah,
You
what
get
the
it?
hell?
Dorito.
1 hour.
You're talking to the 000 water
No,
guy.
listen,
over there.
I can see it in you, right? That's
Yeah,
like,
I'm the
listen.
Dorito guy. We just
No,
found
no,
that
but
out.
like-
So yeah, what the hell?
But
Yeah.
But you've won in different things.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But and that's another thing. It's a win if you
Yeah.
don't have a
Win.
ecosystem of wins yet.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
you wake up, you make yourself accountable. Hey, I went and did this. I didn't really necessarily have to. No one made me. I did it for myself, and that action leads to other things. Like my life changed when I started working out, Dave.
Absolutely.
Here's
For
what's-
sure.
so here's what's funny about it. You're the guy that's in the best shape in the room.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? So,
I'm
right?
definitely in better shape than
Yeah,
you.
here we go.
Oh.
What type of shape we talking about? What type of shape we talking about? I mean, I listen.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Hey, Jesse, you see that barrel behind you?
Probably. Once again, delusional, right? I don't have that. I'm definitely in the best fucking shape here.
Okay.
He's delusional. I don't have that. And then proceeds to
He
say,
looks better.
One loose clothes guy to another, man. I know, you know.
I'm stronger, faster. No, I'm playing. But I'm in great.
he
fucking
actually has just lost like 25 pounds though. Gotta
shape.
give it to him.
No,
So what?
fucking 70 pounds in like 4 months.
You
5
serious?
months. Absolutely.
He has lost a lot
I'm
of
in
weight.
the
lost
best
a lot
shape
of weight.
He has.
here.
He has.
You
Yeah.
guarantee.
Wow.
But I'm also delusional. But
There we go.
I also have a village. I have accountability partners who go, fat ass, fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And you need that sometimes. And if I was any less than actually who I am, I would be offended. We're at dinner last night. He's like, no. I'm like, hold on. He's like,
I
no.
mean, it was somewhere in between the drumsticks, the
It's-
cornbread,
Yeah.
and the grits,
Listen.
the
He was
salad.
filming some
And I was
mukbang.
like, okay, it's okay,
But,
let's slow it down.
but you need accountability partners to hold you accountable for
Yeah.
the promises that you set to yourself.
Absolutely.
So if he goes to solid core or the yoga
Oh, yeah.
spot, he goes, and then I'm off my 3-mile run.
Yeah.
And it's like, no,
And then
this,
he in the chat and he goes, oh, matter of fact, I'm actually taking a class later.
and
and
this
they
is
got there.
before the flight
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Like we all have our workout clothes.
Yeah.
We haven't had no time to get it in, but
But
it's
they're here.
Good news is we got an awesome gym with towel service on the first floor. So
Very
we'll
nice.
stop-
Towel
we'll
service.
There we go.
We'll stop in. We'll stop in
Hey,
there.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
As a man, how do you designate who your accountability partner is without ego being in place? It's like, how do you listen to him to say, no, put that down, and you not look at it as judgment?
well, why am I around somebody I don't trust
Right.
with my life and my decisions?
That's a
Why?
great
Yeah.
Why are you here and why am I here? I trust me. I trust me. They trust me because I trust me. I trust them because they trust them. So it's a system of trust that goes, well, I make promises to myself and I keep them. That attracts me to more people who make promises to themselves that they keep. And then that system and that tribe continues to grow.
Yeah.
And so you're not around these people because you're not that people. You want to have good friends, be a good friend. And that's how that happens to every aspect of our lives, financially, physically, mentally, everything.
And that was why I started with the gym, because I was like, at least when you go to the gym, if you don't have that ecosystem already, or you haven't met these people at work or anything, these are people who show up and do something and they're consistent with it every day. So
Every day.
at least you know that they're dedicated to one thing in their life.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a good place to start when it's meeting people who are accountable. And if you know that you're kind of a slacker or you're kind of these people, you can literally see it. And and you see what work they're putting in.
So Jesse,
Yes, sir.
were you always this guy?
No.
So how'd that change?
I got around people who were better.
How'd you know to do that?
I wanted better. I wanted more. I want more. Not for other people to go, oh, he has more. No, I want it for me. And I think that God puts that desire in all of us. But you have to tap into it. It's a muscle. We tap into lust, we tap into greed, we tap into gluttony, we tap into everything else, but we don't tap into greatness. Yeah. It's the same, it's in the same pool as every other emotion. And so once you start to dig through, right, healing the inner child, the trauma that we all face as kids, from 0 to 7 or 14 or whatever, you go, oh, I need to start to dissect this thing. And then I need to grow from where things went wrong. And then you just, you one foot in front of the other. You get your ass in the gym. You stop drinking. You stop smoking. You stop getting into porn. Whatever your vice is, you stop gambling. Whatever that, especially when you're not where you want to be. Yeah. And I got there because my mind is bulletproof to what I want. because I come from a very different background than them, but we all come from similar backgrounds. Like I'm from like South Central LA. So me getting around these guys, it's like, nah, they've never really had to like work a regular job. I gotta go get it. I have to go get it. And that allows me to go, well, if I'm around these guys, I'm winning. And then I look at them and I go, well, if I'm around y'all know where I came from, it forces them to be better and be greater. Because now it's like you got somebody on your heels.
What do you think about hearing this though?
Like me on your heels.
What do you guys hear saying? He came from a different place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm on your heels. It forces you to be better and stuff. Because the way that he's talking, because he's talking on the mic to us, but he's really talking to himself.
Absolutely.
That's what's happening here, right?
Absolutely.
What do you guys feel hearing that about this whole conversation about coming from a different place, being around people, pulling what?
Well, it's different. Like, I grew up in the industry, right? So like, I grew up on the South Side of Chicago, but I was flying to go do Jay Leno, every weekend and doing shit like that. So it's like I didn't live the normal South Side of Chicago situation.
They didn't have to work like we had to work.
Hey,
welcome to the party.
I was in the boiler rooms with my dad. He's an electrician and a plumber. I was in the boiler rooms. I was in those dirty basements. Listen, I did some of that stuff, but realistically, I got put into this industry very early. So it's like there are certain aspects of that I didn't experience as far as like, having a 9-to-5, doing things like that. But at the same time, it's like I knew what a job was before anybody even was thinking about having a job.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it's like it's a catch-22, you know what I mean? Like I learned what making sacrifices because I couldn't, it might have been dumb things at the time. It's like, oh, well, all my friends are doing this, but you can't do that because you can't get hurt, or you can't do this. You can't be there because you got to show over here. You got like I understood accountability and work early. Yeah. And so that's something that's it's a different type of work, but that same work ethic and that accountability of no, I got to go get it. And this is like once again like kudos to like my dad. Like my dad and my mom, but like man, like my dad was the one who put me in this industry, figured it out, didn't take no for an answer. He's from Chester, Pennsylvania. Bro.
Rockstar.
There's no way he should have figured out how to get me on anything. This guy figured out how to do everything from get me on, I was in Ali, I was in Barbershop, The Wire, Fear the Walking Dead, had my own TV show when I'm 7 years old on UPN. Like the guy figured it out. Yeah. And so watching him, and then on top of that, worked it never took any money from me. This was for me. Mm-hmm. This was so I had something. You know what I mean? They had their careers. My mom was a registered nurse. They had their careers. So, to see that and, that keeps me accountable because it's like, well, if you figured this out, I already got a foot in the door now. So there ain't no way I can't take this across the goal line. Like, what are we talking about? But yeah, I think it's accountability. It's work ethic and accountability.
I know you got something to say. You're a deep thinker, right? You've been thinking about it, right? I can tell, right? But what's accountability? We use these words.
Yeah.
What's your definition of that?
No, talk to them how you talk to me. Like, give them. Like, I don't think y'all understand who these men are. That's why I'm here. Hold on. These are some of the hardest working fucking men I know. Like everything that I'm able to do is because of these two men. Out of a list of great men in my life, right? Accountability. He's always thinking. Yeah. He thinks, he speaks, and then I just do it. Him the same way. Like it's, once again, they are like creme de la creme of like whatever it is that they do. Like, I got to throw that out there because the accountability that we have is the accountability that people need in order to grow and thrive.
Yeah, I don't want to hear your shit if you're not doing the pieces.
Talk to him.
It's like that's really where
Thank you.
The real maestro.
Don't play these games. Like a lot of people like to just like. That's why I said lie to yourself. A lot of people like to lie to themselves. Yeah. And listen. I do it sometimes, and I go, what the fuck are you doing? Like, things aren't where they should be because you're not doing X, Y, and Z. Yeah. You see that guy? He's doing this, this, and this. Yeah. Are you even close? No. So what the fuck do you expect? Right. Like, it's really simple, but it doesn't, it can hurt your feelings. It's not necessarily gonna make you feel good, but it makes you better. You know, there's a reason why I don't think there's ever been a boxing champion who's like, whose trainer talked to him like, no, it's okay. We'll get the jab tomorrow. No, it's what the fuck are you doing? Get it together. Oh, you okay? So you're never gonna win, huh? It's that motive. Like sometimes you need that tough motivation on yourself. And don't get me wrong, not everybody learns that way, which I've learned in a lot of relationships. Doesn't always work. But past that, I have that. Like even when you were talking about your partner, I loved how you were just like, no. Like she knows that anything she puts her mind to, she can do. Like, yeah, like I need, like even in that, like I see that in other people. It's like, no, I need that other animal who's like, you know how I get myself to do things I don't want to do, or I'm like, do I need to do that? Whenever I get into those moments, you know what I think of? I think of all the people I know who wouldn't do it and where they are in life. That's literally what I do. Oh, you know what? My friend blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he wouldn't do that either. Where the fuck is he at? Oh, blah, blah, blah wouldn't do this. Where's he at? Maybe I should get my ass up. Literally, like that's my accountability. My accountability is seeing the things that I don't want, or since I know I can be very harsh and judgmental sometimes.
But you know what people don't know is,
but
that's what they do. See that what society doesn't comprehend is anybody like you. That's how you talk to yourself.
Right.
You're not just being an asshole or a prick to everybody else. It's
Correct.
like, this is how the success happens. It's like, well, don't be mean to yourself. Don't get depressed. It's like, this is what success looks like. This is what it is. Like, maybe someone could do it softer, but that's what accountability is.
Right.
It's not always gentle. It's not gentle.
It's not always gentle. And when I'm doing it, or I'm saying it like how like they say, like when I'm saying it to them, it's literally a lot of times I say things out loud because, like you said, I need to hear it. And I'm saying it to you, and hopefully you can grab something from this, but also I need to. So now that I've just given you this whole soliloquy of what you're supposed to do, I'd be damned if I don't get my ass up.
Right.
So you needed your own personal David Goggins is what you're telling me right here. That's what you needed. I mean, is that what's going on here?
Well, you stay hard. And I needed David Goggins. That's what I'm saying. I saw him kick Israel out of signing his ass, and I was like, I want to go do that. I don't think I would get very far, but I want to go. If I could do that, I want it because
we all get tired, man.
I need it.
So Mr. Sophistication and deep thinking.
How am I getting these titles?
No, this is it, right?
I'm chilling.
I mean, he's got his leg. He's like, I'm gonna let y'all talk all crazy, and then I'm gonna bring it right down. Socrates and Plato is gonna show up in 2025.
Oh God!
But what? Here's the I know that mentality wins. Anybody?
Thank you.
It just does. It wins.
Good to know. Good to know.
Here's the connection that I'm trying to be in my older age now, getting to my 40s, to realize there's a big group of people that for some reason aren't comfortable or good at talking to themselves this way, but they still say they want more out of life. So here's the question. Is it okay? And the reason why I say it is okay, not for approval, is it okay because is that the thing that's going to help them get to where they want to be? That's all I'm trying to figure out.
No.
That's a Denzel question for sure.
I don't think it's okay.
Hold on. I rephrase really quickly. Are you saying it's okay that they don't talk to themselves like that?
Is it okay that we say this is the way, but maybe for 60% of the folks, for some reason where they currently are, it's just not the thing that's going to get them going? Like, I'm on the search for the thing. I look at a human, and I'm like, who do you fully want to be?
Yeah.
Right.
I want them to be that.
Yeah.
But what I figured out is it doesn't work talking to everybody the same way all the time. No. I want to say, let's just do it and say it.
Right, but they don't digest it, and then if it's lost in translation, if they can't digest the message, then it's useless.
What good is it then?
Okay. Let me come from a point of relationships.
Yep.
We want to talk about potential, right?
Yep.
There have been partners, that you date and you look at them and you see the potential, right? But again, potential is oh God. You see the potential, but again, potential is what you're projecting on them. You know what I mean? They can have it, and they have it, but you're also projecting the idea of what you think they can be. Until they look themselves in the mirror and want that for themselves, you will never be able to get that out of them. You can force them, you can yell at them, you can try your damnedest, put them in the best positions to win. They are not going to do it for themselves.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
No, it's very true. And I mean, the same thing is for self. Like, to what these two men have said, like, for me, the women in my life have changed and shaped me completely to the man I am today. My god sister, I give all credit where credit's due. I would not be in this position. I don't think I would even be alive if it weren't for this woman. She has transformed my life completely. But again, the way I need tough love, I'm okay with being like yelled at. And I mean, not like in an abusive manner, but tell it to me straight. Mm-hmm. Tell me where I'm fucking up. Tell me where I'm getting off course. And, you know, she was able to break down my walls and insecurities in a way that was like, this is what you're doing. If you continue down this path, here's where you're going to go. And I have seen tremendous shifts in my life by having those tough and hard conversations. But again, it's because of, to what Jesse said, I wanted something for myself. Mm-hmm. There was a goal that I had seen, but I was not achieving it. And then all of a sudden, when somebody gives it to me straight and they're like, hey, here's where you're fucking up, so maybe this isn't the reason why you're ascending. Then all of a sudden, it's up to you to take it's up to you to take that message. And so, like, to the point that Maestro said, we've been doing this since we were young. Yeah. The fact of the matter that Maestro got started at 4, I got started at 10. I'm getting up early in the morning. What is school? What is sitting in class? Get on set, learn your lines, be prepared. You are working as an adult, as a child. So yeah, there are certain what were you saying? There were certain opportunities, sacrifices that we would make over time. Normally people would be like, oh man, you were having fun, you were on set, blah, blah, blah. You know, you got the catering, the craft service, yada, yada, yada. But there are these sacrifices that are implanted within your DNA. So for us, somebody telling us, oh man, you're kind of fucking up correct course, it's easy for us because we've been doing it our entire life. It's a little bit easier for us to accept that. Also, so what I'm saying is like, and I say this for all the men in the room, again, like, we don't have children personally, you know, children. I don't know. Do you have a child? No. Jack has children. Do you have children, sir? Okay. So for the both of you, right? When you brought children into the world, was that an active decision?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that was hesitation. that was hesitation. But
I said absolutely.
I'm calling semi-bullshit on that one in the beginning.
But can I at least say something about Jack, for instance, because I know the type of father you are, right? Mm-hmm. Not only was it an active decision to bring children into this world, but you pour into your children. And again, like, the way I've been poured into by my mentors, by the people who love me, the same way you pour into your children. You chose the active decision to raise those children, and then the community is there by raising those children as well. So again, we are testament of the men that we stand here today because somebody poured into us in a way that was nurturing us and setting that foundation. So we talk about generational trauma, but we don't also talk about generational wealth and legacy. Because again, like, no, we maybe didn't come from the same background that Jesse came from, but that doesn't mean our parents didn't come from that background. So now all of a sudden, thankfully, they built a plateau to where we can skip that step. And when you talk about these mega dynasty families and whatnot who have wealth and generation and control the 1% and the 5%, where we started the conversation, well, hopefully what we could do as men sitting here opposite of you is keep building that plateau. So no, our children don't have to work a 9 to 5. Maybe they can go out and create the company for the 9 to 5. You know what I mean? But like, that's because somebody chose to pour into us early and it was intentional.
Their parents, let me say this, rock fucking solid. I look at their parents and I'm like, I feel like I'm one of y'all kids. Like, honestly, I do, because all of our parents come from like similar or the same backgrounds, but decisions, right? Like, my mom did the best she could with what she had. Their parents did the best that they could with what they had. And so that's why all of our life pathways are very different, but it somehow, some way today, we're all in the same room here talking that shit. Somehow, some way. Now, I might have come from the back, or somebody might have come from the middle, or but we're all here. So there has to be a direct correlation with mindset or self-talk that gets everybody in the same room, and we're all on one accord. So, you know.
And I think just because you had said something about, like, when you said, like, greatness, like, people don't, it feels like they don't want to get there. And then he said something about his, like, yeah, we all fall into, like, whether it be lust or whether it be, I feel like all these other games are easy to win at. It's the dopamine hit. It's why Instagram works. You know what I mean? It's like, being great or accomplishing certain things in life, as you know, it's like you plant the seed today and, like, You know, you keep watering it.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's a long game. You're not, you know, I've been in entertainment for 30 years. You know, I've had highs, I've had lows, but it's a long game and you never really complete it. Whereas these other things, you know, like getting laid, that happens and it's like, oh, cool, that was great. Like, that's some quick shit.
Sounds like there's been some not great in there too, Maestro. I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know.
But no, it's just one of those situations. It's like all these other things are they're quick dopamine hits, and I feel like people live off of that. Even eating bad foods. Like if you're doing nothing with your life, a Starbucks Frappuccino's fucking great. It's a quick sugar hit, and then you keep pushing. Like, you know what I mean? It's like people, I think, find it's always easier to take. It's comfortable. If you've never put yourself in these testing positions and you never have really tried to do or accomplish anything, it's really hard for you to have any context of what's required. So that's why it's, once again, it's like the gym is the easiest thing to start with because at least you know what that requires. But anything else, it's like you're always going to be biting off more than you can chew because you've never actually, you know, started the process.
So with this conversation, what do we say to folks working drive-through at Taco Bell today?
Hold on.
One last thing, very quick.
Who
do you want to be? That's very quick.
I get it, but here's where I come. That's where I come from.
What's the step?
That's because that's where I come from.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
me too.
I come from blue collar, no money, no entrepreneurs, no conversation about financial independence and financial wealth. So I think the vast majority of us, even though I think we have tremendous opportunity in this country, the vast majority of this system is set up for average.
Yes, 100%.
And I'm okay with that.
Even from the school system.
I'm okay with it because our average, if you just sign up for doing a little bit of what you're supposed to in this world, your average here is going to be way better than most of the averages around the world.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right? And so, but what is being faced with social media now, with Instagram and our conversations, I'm not going to slow down.
Right.
Just because I'm a little sad and I see other people underperforming, I'm going to have some feels for them from where I came from, but I'm not slowing down. I'm not going to feel bad about me. But what do we say to them?
Have a picture in your head. I think that's the number one thing. Most people who are lost, how you even said, like, who do you want to be? Like, I know you got from drive-through at Taco Bell because you saw either other people that you said, that guy looks like he has it figured out. What's he doing? I want to figure this out. I want to be. We see glimpses of things we would like to be. Like, I always get frustrated because people like even athletes or artists in my opinion, the wrong reasons. Like, I don't care that you like Beyonce because she has cool songs. Fuck that. Like Beyonce because you know how many times she was in these rehearsals in the basements when she was doing Destiny's Child and she was a kid and nobody gave a fuck, but her dad kept making sure that all these girls were getting from place to place, and then she did that and then that worked and then she kept going to, like, the work ethic. Tiger Woods is dope because of the work ethic. It's not just because he's good at golf.
Like, you know what's behind all those people?
Great fathers.
There you go.
Yep.
A parent.
Yeah.
So when we talk
Nuclear
about
family.
accountability,
we
lack that because we don't want to have the conversation about having these fucking kids.
Because this takes a long time too. It doesn't happen overnight.
That's
Not
really
at all.
where this starts in the black community. Like, why we have more kids than
The
we have
black
fathers
community,
there.
the communities, period.
Yeah, like you know how here's why. Like, I love jumping. If you guys heard the conversations, the reason why me and Jacob,
I'm just thinking that my mind going a million miles.
right.
Yeah.
See, the reason why me and him have grown to become friends, is because I don't shy away from anything.
Absolutely.
And a guy that looks like me, if you get out here in the world and stop popping off the things that I'm willing to talk to him about, it's not too popular, right?
They're trying to cancel you real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. And so, but the funny thing is, at what level have you appreciated our conversations and where we go?
Oh, all the time. I text you all the time. We out 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I text you the next day, like, man, I appreciate the conversation.
See?
No, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And so I just think it's like when we got off the elevator, what I said was, you know, we got these guys over here and had the little black beanie on the top, and I got a guy wearing yellow and evil. Those guys have the same color skin as me, but I was like, dude, I need to step back from you because I said, it looks like you might be East Newport. East Newport's a bunch of white people, honestly, that are living this life I just asked about too. Yeah. So I think what I kicked back on you the other day when I said, hey man, here's what's really tough for all of us to understand. Whether you were a female and just started to vote in 1920, just had the right to, right? Whether you're somebody who black and your ancestors come from slavery in this country, or whether there's some white kid that his whole ancestry came from Eastern Kentucky and his whole family was the coal mines and their life was terrible too. It is tough for us to step outside of our terrible and realize, honestly, y'all, the vast majority of humans have their own form of terrible they're trying to break out of.
Right.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think the tough thing for us until we can have humility and be in our own moment and take responsibility, regardless of the stuff that's happened in the past. Don't ignore it. Don't throw it out, but say, you know what? There's a lot of other people that I can't feel or know what they went through, but just because they're a human, they went through a lot of the same dumb shit and they're trying to overcome it too.
On the level of what y'all talking about, I think it goes even deeper. And I think telling someone how is the thing. So like, yeah, you could take accountability, but we also talk about, my biggest thing is where accountability meets opportunity, right? So like coming from how we say like the people who have nothing, there's not a lot of opportunity there when it comes to meeting certain things. Like, I don't think I would be where I am even having this conversation if I didn't have the opportunity of
Exposure.
Mark.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think people need to know, I think networking is big. I think like coming from where y'all come from, I think I want to hear y'all speak more to that. Telling people how to work a room, how to have a conversation with somebody who, like my whole thing coming up when I was on tour, it wasn't for me to try and go after 2 Chainz or go after whoever else. It was let me talk to the security, let me talk to the manager.
Linear
You know what I'm
networking
saying?
as opposed to vertical.
Yeah.
People go up.
Right.
You have to go across. Now, I had to learn this the hard way. No school, no Harvard, no none of that. No degrees. I just got out here with my boss and just figured it the fuck out.
Congratulations.
You see what I'm saying? Listen, what would I do without it, right? But I
Just for
think,
the record, the upside down LA is awesome.
you like that?
I do.
You want this hat?
The 5950, you can keep it. You're all right, man. I know a little something about the
We
head.
need to get
Actually,
him
it's
a
not a
Cincinnati
5950.
Reds
That's a snapback.
That's
Yeah,
So it's like a
snapback.
3950 or something.
Yeah.
I know a little something about
I'm
hats.
taking
or
him
something.
to
A little new era, vibe.
Man, don't you come and bring some bad vibes for
He's from Chicago.
No, I don't want to. Man, get the hell. We just won the last 2. So anyway, I know I interrupted
I have
there.
some after what Jesse said.
Yeah, but
just-
no, you have to network across and you have to provide value. You're not getting around these people because you are asking for something.
What's that mean? What's providing value
Provide
mean?
value. What is it? Okay, let's start here quickly. What is it the thing that you do well that no one else does better than you? Or what is it the thing that you do? Forget everyone else. What is it that you do well? Do that for someone else who is doing better than you.
Or what are you willing to do that someone else don't want to do?
Wait,
Listen,
wait, wait.
hold on.
Okay.
There's somebody
Hold on.
here who
Jump
wanna
in.
go
There
get
you
the
go.
drinks.
This is exactly like one of the things about this conversation that I'm kind of thinking of. This just came to me when you were talking about your point, and Jesse, you kind of framed this nicely. We're thinking very individualistic right now.
Yeah.
The reason why I love Japanese culture, for instance, have you been to Japan?
Here's the thing. I might be the guy who loves it the most who hasn't been there.
Interesting.
I have not been there.
Oh, you got to get out there.
It's to be respected, everything about it.
Got to get out.
Everything about it.
Got to get out. Everything that you
Okay, go
think
ahead. Yep.
is true.
Plus
But-
more, probably.
Yes.
Just respect throughout the entire society.
So we, just to, bring this back to the project, right? We went out there and premiered our project in Tokyo. This was my 3rd time going. This was my brother's 1st time going. One of the things you will immediately notice is it's about the collective we, not I. And when you start looking at all of the things that they're able to achieve and that they give back to the world, their peace, their tranquility, when you think about thoughtfulness, it's all coming from the perspective of we. As we've sat here and we've given praise to the people who have been in our life, our parents, our mentors, whomever, as we speak about, pouring into champions and all of these people who we look at, and it's like the Tiger Woods and the blah, blah, blah.
Denzel Washington.
The Denzel Washingtons,
Right.
yes. No, there's been somebody else being selfless, pouring into somebody. We've talked about community. So there's like a collective we. So to Jesse's point, like when you think about somebody who's working at the drive-thru at Taco Bell right now, what do you enjoy that the world can take pleasure in? What is it that you can provide? And sometimes, no, it doesn't have to always be creative. Sometimes you might just be a hard worker. There's going to be a point where you're working for yourself, but I've at least found within my career, and some of the people, like when we think of billionaires and people who have amassed crazy wealth, they all have provided something for others.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I found that when I've been charitable or created opportunity, even with this film, yes, this was an idea where I was like, oh man, I want to direct something. As soon as I stepped out of that and started thinking like, oh man, my brother would be amazing in this. Oh man, my other brother would be amazing doing the music and stuff like that. Yo, guys, look at what we could do.
Mhm.
Once it became a we thing,
It was a wrap.
this just swelled up
It's a
and became
wrap.
bigger than we could imagine. And that's just one example. But I do think like the more we step out of our own
Yeah.
and we think to ourselves, okay, like I'm here on this earth. There's probably a reason why I'm here.
Mhm.
What is the thing I enjoy, or what is something that I'm very good at? And to Jesse's point, can I start doing it locally?
Mhm.
Can I start doing it to the people around me? Even if it's just an act of kindness. Well, then how can I get involved? Because maybe that kindness might, help me to go work at a halfway house, or, go help somebody who's unhoused
Or
or
put up
whatever. it may be.
panels in the middle of
You
the
know
night.
what I mean? Like,
Fucking
no,
with
for
this
real
guy.
though. But like that leads, those certain opportunities lead to
Yeah.
something. So like you just said, sometimes it's preparation and then the opportunity presenting itself. You are preparing, however it may be,
Yes.
preparing a skill set, but you're thinking in an effort to help somebody else. Does that make sense? I think there's the collective we that we should consider when we're thinking about building up I.
Putting service into the world.
Service.
Yeah.
That is what it. I mean, because I mean,
Like, what are you serving? Who
yeah.
are you
What
serving?
at the end of the day, Apple might have $1 trillion, but look at how much shit their products
Yeah.
put into the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look at how many everybody has an iPhone.
I mean-
you know what I mean? And Amazon, same thing. It's like, mind you, these are very capitalistic companies, but at the same time, the services and the convenience that they're pouring into the world, this is why they make so much money.
Even on a surface level, like when we talk about music, right? When we think about like popular musicians who have now like crossed the $1 billion mark, when we
Mhm.
talk about the Jays, when we talk about the Ye's, the Rihanna and whatnot, it wasn't the music that got
No.
them there.
No.
Product.
Product.
Tangible product.
Tangible product that people can use.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's not about them. Everybody needs some shoes.
Yeah.
People gonna want some makeup for
Exactly.
beauty. You know what I mean? Like when you start thinking about what is it that we could do. Yeah,
exactly.
there's a selfish motivation of like I want to build a company. This is what I want to put out there. But there's also the like, how can everybody else benefit from this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And how can everybody use their skills to help build this?
Yeah.
What do you think about that? You asked him a question.
No, I just wanted them to expound on it. That was great.
Mhm.
That's what I was saying. That's what I think people need to hear more of.
No,
Yeah.
facts.
Like we hear so much negativity, but
Yeah,
y'all just gave a good positive outlook on that. And that's what I think. we
And
need
even
to hear
going
more
back to how to work the room, right? What rooms are you in? We were in
picking
a room.
the right rooms.
We were in a
first.
room,
That's-
and then he goes, "See, this is why I don't come to these type of rooms." I won't say what it was, but it was just we're all the same in the sense of no, I have to put myself in a position that is going to push
me forward.
me forward, right? Now, if I'm on a diet or if I'm making healthier lifestyle changes, I don't need to be in a room full of people who are eating.
You don't need to be at a Popeyes.
Yeah.
I don't need to be at a Popeyes.
Why am
Or
I even at a
KFC.
Popeyes? Like, you know
Right?
what I mean? Like, I should
But
be
it's
at
so
an
good.
Erewhon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Well,
should be somewhere with a salad. That's where I should be.
then here goes the excuses, because we don't talk about the excuses and how to combat the excuses. Well, I can't afford the Erewhon. Okay, well there's a Ralph's. I can't afford the Kroger. Okay, well there's a Trader Joe's. Can't afford the Trader Joe's. Well, what are you eating? Right?
And you put the Trader
how
Joe's
much-
below the Ralph's?
Well, no. I'm just pecking order.
Okay.
Well,
but-
Trader Joe's not
Yeah,
gonna listen. I
Trader
know coming from
Joe's
Southside Chicago,
is
Trader
price
Joe's is
friendly.
not around
Huh?
my house.
Trader Joe's is price friendly.
Ah man, listen, I feel more comfortable in a Trader
Jewel
Joe's than I
Osco,
do at
that's
Ralph's. No
Absolutely.
shade to Ralph's.
No.
Yeah,
Sponsor us.
Listen, I used to work for Kroger, so I know what it's like, paper or plastic, in a predominantly Jewish community. And you know what's so funny? They saw something in me that I didn't see. And so the first book that a Jewish guy gave me to read, he didn't give me anything, because why would he do that? But I'll tell you what to do.
You should read. That's what he
You
hit
should
with.
read.
He
and-
gave you some
and
knowledge.
and this is the book, Learn to Earn, Peter Lynch. And I took that book and I read it, and then that led me into other conversations with other people. And I read the book, and then what did you? I like this part, and I didn't understand this part. And then that conversation leads to, oh, well, you might want to read this, and now you start to go down the rabbit hole into self-improvement, wealth, and then from there you go, oh, well, it takes a village in order to get somewhere or do something.
So if we figured out that a group of men about 10 years behind me, have we collectively figured out what the hell we're doing here and what we're supposed to be
Hell
doing?
no.
No,
There you go.
That's it.
not at all.
Too many people try to answer, yeah, and it's like, neither have I.
No.
We don't know
Yeah,
what
not
we're
at all.
doing. We're just doing it.
I just know what feels good. and it feels good to help other people.
What
do their thing.
what do I say all the time?
That is what feels
I
good.
say I work off feel. I say
work
that
off
shit.
feel.
I
I'm
work
a
off
feel
feel.
kind of guy.
Yeah, I work off feel. Like
We're all so different though.
yeah.
He's very like technical, like strategic. Like we're going to hit whatever we're aiming for.
Yeah.
And I'm very much so intuitive. I have the gut instinct. Like I have that killer instinct. But we're all some killers.
And he's the why not guy.
I
is
am
the
the
why
why
not
not
Naysayer.
guy.
Oh
Like,
no,
it-
you're
it
why
don't-
not?
it
You're the
don't-
naysayer. He's
it
holding you
don't-
back. Is that what's
No,
going on?
No, he
Hey,
points.
no.
He points.
No, this is
He
what he
points.
does.
Nah, for
He
sure.
thinks.
He thinks.
He thinks that he goes, well, these are all the angles of how this could go.
Yeah.
I'm like half the thinking,
Yeah.
half feel. But it feel right. Let's fuck it. Let's do it.
I need to feel
And
quick.
then he's like,
I need to
I mean,
feel
why
quick.
not? We can try both.
How did you all meet?
Oh,
Great question.
man.
Yeah.
We met going to auditions for
Years.
For years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because both young actors. So I moved to LA when I was 17, and that's probably when we started actually seeing each other in the room. 17, 18. And then saw each other for years, and then finally one day we were like, I always say it's that acting thing where it's like, two young black actors, we going out for the same stuff. We've been in the game a long time, but we still ain't really figured out where we are now, where it's like, oh yeah, like we're gonna do two completely different things, bro. Like we can help each other with the same audition, because it's like he's going to do something completely different than what I'm gonna do, and it's in two different vessels. So if you want this, you don't want that. If you want that, you don't want this. Like, you know what I mean? So
And I'm what you don't want.
You know what?
I'm a whole
How'd South LA come into this shit?
Well, so what's interesting about that is like we were sitting in a I remember the waiting room.
Mhm.
It was somewhere off of like Sunset and Gower or whatnot, and we were just chilling. And again, very very approachable, very friendly. There was somebody who was in the room, and I think we made a remark about somebody who was in the room. And I was like, "Oh man, I always see you on these auditions, blah blah blah." Likewise, and so Maestro was up first. I was like, "Oh man, go in there, kill it." And he was like, "Oh, thanks."
Just
So he
not as
goes-
good as me.
Huh?
Just not quite as good as me.
You know what it is, man? And to Maestro's point, it's one of those things. After you go out on so many of these jobs, you already know it's like either you gonna get it or you not. You are gonna present the best flavor of what you do, and that is up to the people who are looking for the person. It has
And
nothing
it's
to
like
do with you.
the gym, nigga. You still keep coming, huh? I keep coming here too.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's the respect
It's
that
the
we're
respect.
showing up.
You keep showing up.
So-
Man, I ain't seen you done either, but you still here.
That's
Okay.
That's
So
why
doing
they can't
your
get rid of
thing.
me. I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm the cockroach that keeps. I'm the mice problem. I keep showing up. I keep eating through the walls to get what I want.
Nevertheless, really quickly. So Maestro comes out of the room, give him, his praise, whatever, and he's like, "Oh man, go in there, do it." So we're like, "Oh yeah, we should hang out." Total actor bullshit that most people say. We should hang out.
Let's
And we were like, "No, let's actually do it." So I remember we picked a date while we were sitting there. We were like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna hit you up on this day." That was a moment in my life where I was trying to be really intentional with like planning shit. And Maestro will tell you, I always send out calendar invites. That's what I do. I try to stick to what I say. So like,
It's
this was me
ridiculous.
forming that habit, and I hit him up that day. He was like, "Cool, come through." Immediately, we just connected off of like music, vibes, or whatnot. Maestro was, he was putting together an album. He was doing EDM at the time. He needed some photos. We were like, cool. We put something in motion, and we just immediately started working together.
Yeah.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, y'all met through work, right?
No, we met through
Young
a
Millennials?
mutual friend.
No.
He went to
Okay.
So he went to SAE.
Yeah,
with
School of
Jamal.
Audio Engineering.
Got it. Okay, there
And
it is.
so
Yep.
then he introduced us, and then
We became good friends, and then they were best friends. So
Yeah.
I went to school with one of his best friends, and
since like second grade.
and I used to take him up to his house in the Hollywood Hills, and I had like a little Honda. I was pushing some. It's putt-putting. We putt-putting up the hill, and you know what I'm saying? Dap him up. At the time I was like big smoker. And,
He wasn't coming in though.
No, I wasn't. Just like
I'm doing my work. Let's go. Here
Listen.
we go. Let's do it. I know what I'm here for.
because his
Let's do
guy
it.
would just be like, "Yo, can you just you slide me up to my man's crib?" Like, for sure. Where's it at? Right up the hill. It's like, no, it's a mile up the mountain. This is a 1996 Honda LX, bro. And then I don't know. One day we met because we became really good friends, and then through his best friends, and then we became good friends.
Yeah, and also it was just I I know what it was for me though. It was like he always had like the same thing with him. It's a work ethic. Like he will put in the work, and he will. I've had a lot of people I love in my life just don't have that killer instinct.
Yeah.
They just don't have it. It's just, and I'm not saying that it can't be learned or unlearned. I don't know, but I just know that it doesn't show up. And so seeing him and seeing just how he maneuvered, like just even the fact that like, oh man, well let's do it. Well, you know what, like if there's a problem, he will suggest a solution. Yeah. Like that, and that's the only kind of people I would like. Okay, there's a problem. We get it. So what we gonna do? Like that's the. He's always on point. That's one thing I think I realized that early, and I was like, oh man, this. So then we started working on music.
I have a weird luck too.
Oh, now it's a look.
It ain't luck.
you know what I'll say?
You keep trying
to do with luck.
Okay, let's go. I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
So it's got nothing to do with luck.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What, Jesse?
Denzel.
Are you just talking about life or Jesse?
Well, we're starting with Jesse, but can you say that about one person? It doesn't apply to everybody?
I think you blessed, not lucky.
Favored.
There you go.
Favored.
The same thing. What Maestro said. I will second that. Is that Jesse? He is a hard worker. Jesse shows up. When you ask him to be there, he is going to be there on time, or maybe a few minutes late. A few minutes late.
Five.
He's the reason why you two sitting at the end of the table.
5'10".
But he's still going to show up, and he's going to put the work in.
Yeah.
And if you ask something of him, he's going to get the job done.
It's done.
Yeah. And to Maestro's point,
and
like
he's not going to say he's going to do it and not do it.
That's who we surround ourselves
How
with.
valuable is that?
Yeah.
That's
you can't pay for that.
So can y'all speak to picking roles that you audition for? Like, what makes you see something that comes up that's like, I might want to do that, or no, I don't want to do that.
It's funny. We just was talking about this at this panel. So one of the things now, it's knowing the roles you always get cast for. That's like one thing.
Like typecasting?
Yeah, typecast, and also obviously being a young black guy who generally has braids. Like I'm not getting. I've made the joke. I'm not getting interrogated anymore. Like that's like constantly a thing. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's like, okay, what is this moving forward? You know what I mean? Like getting interrogated and being like thug number 3 on SVU. Like, what are we doing? But also I will say though, if you're not in the position where you've been working for a while, like I have footage of that. I don't need no more footage of that. Y'all got all the footage you need of me doing that kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? Playing criminal, got tons of that. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if I want to move my career forward, maybe that's not what I need to be doing. But now I will say, if you're an actor or somebody who has it, you might not have footage of that. What if you always play the nerd? This might be great for you. You see what I mean? So it's like, it's not a one size fits all type of thing. It depends on, once again, what you see in your head. And I think that's the number one. Our entire conversation always comes back to like, if you don't have a picture in your head of what you want out of life, you will get nothing. Because if you have nothing up there, life will hand you nothing. Yeah. Because it's too open-ended. It could be anything.
It'll randomize.
You know what I mean? If I decide, I go, man, you know what? When I get older, bro, I'm gonna get this money. Nigga, I'm gonna be in Nantucket on a sailboat chilling. If that is the life I decide I want, I guarantee you the moves I make will align with being in Nantucket on a fucking sailboat. Like, but that's it. But if you don't know what you have up there, then you have no direction. So now you're just doing shit. And that's one of the, I feel like, worst things. It's one of the worst loops you can ever end up in, because you feel like you're not getting anywhere, but you're also not putting enough time into anything to get anywhere. And you have no blueprint. So, at least start with the blueprint of, like I said, it's at least somebody who's, they have the career I want. What kind of roles did they do? Or they have the life that I want. What kind of moves did they make? What's the deal? You know what I mean? Like, you have to find that, so at least you have okay, so this is possible, this is possible, this is possible. Now, how do I, like you always say, how do I remix this for me now? How do I flip this for me? Okay, so I know I might not have this stuff, but I got these pieces. So this aligns. How can I get, that?
So what's your Nantucket?
Boom.
I haven't traveled enough. No, real shit. I haven't traveled enough to know where where I want that.
No,
but
we're not gonna do that.
But I to know where where
Okay,
I want
okay.
it. Like for example, I haven't been to the Hamptons. I want to see what the fuck that's like. I think I want to be a Hamptons kind of guy.
Well,
I don't know.
well, we going
I
to the
haven't
Hamptons.
been, but I need to go.
You acted like for the last 3 seconds, so that was good. You looked.
I like these guys. I like these guys are places. West Palm Beach. Heard it's nice. I'd like to be in these kinds of places.
Brickell.
Go across the bridge though, and it's a totally different town.
Really?
It's real.
Well, he's from Chicago,
Yeah.
It's real.
so he.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I'm used to
It's the canal there though.
I just know I don't want to be there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
It gets real
that
crazy.
crazy.
Right,
You
right.
guys drive all the way up the west coast of or the east coast of Florida. I just did it. Me and Jenna, I just come up with these crazy things we want to do. And I said, because we opened up in Florida, the real estate company I run's operating in 6 states now.
Oh, nice.
And I said, if we're going to operate in a state and I'm going to be responsible for running it, I'm going to know the state.
There you
We're
go.
going to go and we're going to do the work, right?
There you go.
Doesn't matter the money you think I have, all that. We're going to fly down there. We're going
Yeah.
to start in Pensacola.
Yep. We're
Up
gonna
in the
work our way
Panhandle.
up.
And we drove the entire coast of Florida
Yeah.
and all the way back up in 8 days.
Wow.
And stopped in a different city, stayed in a different hotel, went to the beaches, looked at the real estate companies, and did the
Yeah.
thing.
Wow.
I thought I knew
And it took
what
you 8 days?
8 days.
Jesus.
And
That
so
ain't
she
no-
was,
Getting
she was,
lay of
she
the
was
land.
along for the ride. But hey, we stayed in nice places though. We went
There you
downtown
go.
Naples.
Okay.
We're at
Oh.
we're at the Inn on Fifth. I mean, we're there. I said,
Okay,
if you're going to
okay.
do this with me,
Yeah.
we're going to do it the right way.
Right way.
And then we ended up in Key West on New Year's. Wild.
Wow. I know
that was wild.
Well, I got the videos. I'll show you. We
Yeah.
got the videos.
Offline.
But when we came, it was cool. We stayed in. We ended up in Fort Lauderdale, and we saw one of the SpaceX rockets go off.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
that was
cool.
cool, right? So just go out and do stuff. It'll be a great experience. But
Yeah.
we went out to. We drove all of the islands. We'd go out to all of them. And those 100 and 200 and 300, I'm sure you've been to some of them. You might have been to some. But these 100 and 200 and $300 million houses and estates now, it lines starting in Miami and going for 150 miles, y'all. It's a world. I think every poor kid, I wish somebody would have took the 8-year-old poor kid to that
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
to
you.
see what's possible.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
That
absolutely.
exposure, you cannot buy it.
Just
Like,
just to see, wow.
Yeah.
people do this.
People do
Exposure
this,
is so
right?
important.
And so, but when I went out, that we went there, I was mesmerized. I'm telling you, my neck snapping this way and snapping this way. I'm just like,
And
what
if
is
you
going
saying
on here,
this-
right? What is going on here, right? And so it's wild. But then I was like, man, I got to use the restroom. We're stuck on these islands and these aisles. And so literally drove over a canal from where the breakers are in West Palm, saw what's Trump's place? What is that?
Mar-a-Lago.
Saw it all,
Yeah.
right? Saw it. It was all blocked off and everything. Drove over. And y'all, it's a different world.
That's crazy. I didn't know that it's that.
Because all that blue collar services all this.
Aha.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
That's it.
So they just
Yeah.
come in.
That's what it is.
Well, it's like Los
Get their-
Angeles.
get
That's what-
their
yeah.
money.
Skid Row is only 20 minutes away from Beverly Hills.
Jesus
It
Christ,
is just,
yeah.
it's just incredible that
Everywhere.
I'm not kidding y'all. It is a state after a state, and it's just miles and miles and miles. And what I want people to do is it's important that we have this proper perspective. I would hope that poor kid, I would hope that he wouldn't be mad about it. That's what the world's got to figure it out. The
Yeah.
poor kid said, I see where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at these people.
Can be.
I see what's possible.
Yes.
But that kid, I feel like a lot of times, once again, and a lot of times that kid gets roped into that thought process because the people around, maybe the older people around him or her, or who couldn't do some of these things
Or didn't.
or didn't. Yeah, exactly.
I don't
or
know.
just straight up didn't.
Yeah.
They speak down on it and they make you feel like, oh well, that's over there. That's you know you see they always do like no it's not but that doesn't have to be the case, you know what I mean. It could be a very different, but it all starts with what's being said in the home, because I think a 8-year-old will look at that and go, you know, kids have imagination.
Yeah.
So an 8-year-old can look at that and go, so wait, how do you get one of these, and actually like be
That was
trying to
me.
figure it out.
Yeah.
At a certain age, a lot of people have given up.
Yeah.
And it's not, you know, you see the $300 million estate, you know, it must be nice. And it's shit like that now.
Hold on. What's the line? No one cares.
No one cares about things you wouldn't buy with money you don't have. Then it turns into I would never live the Hamptons.
Yes, I would.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes, I would.
And not
See
only
what
that,
I mean?
not
Yes,
only
I
that,
would.
you're saying you wouldn't live in the Hamptons. You can't even be
Yes, I
not
would.
you, but
Yeah.
I'm saying
Yeah.
those people can't even
No.
begin to rub their
no.
coins together.
Yeah,
So what are we talking about?
But that's the most people who have that perspective on things. Oh, I would never spend that on this. That
Shit.
makes no sense. Fuck you, mean?
Line up that
I would.
$60 million
Yeah, yeah.
private jet down there, and me to have my $3 million a year I can pay for. You can kiss my ass.
Yeah.
I'm buying it.
I'm buying that shit.
Yep, and I'm gonna take my friends and my people with me because that's what I care about.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been dying to say this because you guys, I didn't want to interrupt because this is your guys' moment. I'm glad you guys are in Cincinnati, but I've been dying to say we've been talking a lot about what people do and how they make money.
Yeah.
And I think that those get convoluted so much because something that Maestro brought up many times is about what's in the house, and what I think they should be teaching in the schools is how easy it is to make money. Like, so I have 2 kids, right?
Right.
They both have Roth IRAs,
Yep.
and they both have mutual funds to where they're going to be millionaires no matter what by the time they're 65. Like, kids don't know that. Say a kid that's going to a poor community, that's going to
Oh, they're not
community
teaching
school,
that.
they don't know what a mutual fund is, and they don't know how easy it is if you put $100 a month into that mutual fund.
Yeah.
If you even start by your 25, you're going to be a millionaire by the time you retire,
Right.
not through what you work, but
Right.
just how you invest. And that's just one of the ways how easy it is to make money compared to what you're actually, want to do. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to act or podcast.
Yeah.
Talking about getting rich, Jack just told. We were talking about the people who were rich. Jack just talking about getting rich.
How
Yeah.
easy it is to get rich, though. And I think
Yeah.
that needs to be taught in the school how simple
Like,
it is.
there's ways to make
Wealth
money.
management, for
Yeah.
Simple, yeah. And
And how to pay taxes. That
Yeah.
would be nice if the school system taught you how
What
to
are
pay
taxes?
taxes.
Right.
Who pays
ridiculous.
those?
He about to get in
Wait,
trouble, man. He said,
Pay
"What is?"
taxes
Okay.
or play the game of taxes?
Right. Taxes. What
Well,
are
go here,
those?
make the
Both.
smart man say
Both.
something. Let's go.
I mean, now we got AI, so you're not really gonna need
Right,
to learn how to
right.
pay taxes. So I mean, the game of taxes that would be nice too, but you can't get that. You have to go to the Wharton
Y'all
School
want-
of Business to go.
No, you
learn
don't.
that.
You know what? Here's
Then
here
that's
it
the
is.
finesse, though. That's how colleges.
Oh.
Do y'all know how the really rich people don't pay taxes? I'll tell you. Do y'all know?
Please, no, tell
Do you
no,
know?
tell
If you
me.
know, you can. Because I do know.
Now tell me. I want to know.
Expound.
They acquire an asset and borrow against the asset. And they don't pay taxes on it.
Boom. That's
Correct.
like a margin account, no?
It's like stocks and real estate.
That's it.
Say that one more time.
Stocks and real estate.
So everybody gets pissed off. They tried to make this a political thing. They tried to make it a Republican thing, a Democrat
Yeah.
thing.
It's-
Bullshit.
It's the Elon
all
way.
the wealthy people and all their parties and all the religions and everything, all the wealthy people have learned how to not pay taxes.
Right.
Now, they did pay taxes on the way up
Right.
unless they came from a really wealthy family.
Right.
But here's what it is. You acquire an asset. Don't care. An asset means something of value.
Yep.
An asset could be this iPhone that I'm going to trade in for a 17 in a month, and they're going to give me $850 for this. Boy, it's a hell of a thing they got us hooked up to.
Yeah.
But that new one's $1,500, but they're going to give me $850.
Mhm.
So right now the market says that this is worth $850. That's an asset. So I can go out in the world and say, what would somebody loan me as this being my leverage? Would they loan me $300, $400, or $500? Somebody may. So you take anything. If someone would loan me $500 against my asset, it's called a non-taxable event.
Right.
When you borrow money, it is not income.
Yeah. It's that. Well, no. Yeah.
It is debt,
It's
but
debt.
you don't pay tax. You only pay taxes against earned income.
Right.
On the income that all of us make
Yeah.
from the work we do, we pay taxes on that. So what you should do is live way below your damn means,
Absolutely.
save enough money to buy an asset. When that asset grows in value, you get to continue to borrow against the asset. And that's how you live. You live off the money that you borrow against the asset because you pay no taxes when you borrow the money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the Elon way.
So here's what happens. Elon, guys, when he's worth $200 billion or whatever,
Yeah.
all he can do, it's public stuff and not here, but I guarantee it, that guy, if he wants $5 million, he calls up all his accountants, all his people, and say, let me borrow $5 million against my stock.
Right.
Yeah.
For 3%.
Who knows what? But it's
Right,
also
right.
when you become,
It's
when you have
crazy
massive
low.
wealth,
Right.
it's called, you also have, reason why it's a low risk is because they have debt that you don't have to personally sign for. Because the asset is the one securing the debt.
Right.
So they're happy to take your asset if you can't pay for it.
Yeah.
And so it's non-recourse debt. So
Mhm.
once you become really wealthy, you hear they get mad that Trump and all these guys, I'm registered independent. All the politicians kiss my ass. I don't care, all of them.
Yeah.
But here's
They're all scammers.
I don't know. They're working with the system that was built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, I'm going to work the same system.
Yeah.
As you should.
Absolutely.
As you
I'm
should.
going to work the same system, right?
So am
Play
I.
the same game.
Right?
Yeah.
And
So
so
Nancy Pelosi plays it.
all of them.
Oh, man.
That's a little corrupt. But anyway, I said it.
Let's cover this.
You know what I think? You know when something's corrupt, when I will yell and bitch about it, is when everybody doesn't have the access to the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boom.
That's it.
That's the shit that I will call corrupt.
And what's the thing that we don't all have access to?
Knowledge.
Well,
Well, you have to take responsibility for that in 2025.
Nowadays,
Take responsibility
Right.
for that.
Yeah.
So if you can acquire the whole move in this entire world, some people buy artwork.
Yeah.
yeah.
Some people buy Ferraris, old Ferraris.
Yeah.
Wealthy people now buy things. They don't care what they are.
Right.
They
Correct.
buy things that are going to appreciate in value.
Absolutely.
And when things appreciate in value, they don't want anybody to pay them income for anything.
Right.
They want to own an asset.
That's it.
That's all it's about. And so what us poor folks when we were young, what we got wrong is we spent the money we made.
Yeah.
Where if
Gotta
we
get
would have
the
just
J.
saved enough of it to acquire an asset that then grows in value,
Mm-hmm.
then we
You
can just
borrow
borrow
from
against the
that.
thing. That's the whole move.
Yep.
And so that's why I want everything in equity now.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to pay
Don't
me
give
anything
a
for
check.
it. I want equity of something.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's probably, you guys know the acting world, but that's probably why they want a percentage of things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want $20 million to do the movie
I want equity.
because that's going to be $10 million at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
And not only that, the perpetuity of it. You know what I mean? It keeps on giving. I mean, this is why digital content works well too,
Yeah.
right? Because it's like it's evergreen,
Yeah.
and then you constantly are gonna make money off of it. This is why movies work. This is also why music residuals.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Stevie Wonder, it's like I think it's like 70,000 to get Happy Birthday in your project,
Mhm.
and that's like for probably like 15 seconds,
Shout
10
out to
seconds.
being
So
my
you know what I
ass
mean? It's
cat.
like there's all,
For
you know,
sure.
when you make intellectual property. Intellectual property is one of the greatest assets because
Yeah.
it's gonna continuously
owning
out.
it.
Yeah.
That's what makes me mad with going to LA. I moved at one point. I was in North Hollywood, and it was still expensive for me at the time. But a house in North Hollywood is $400,000.
Yeah, you should buy a piece of real estate.
Rent. Yeah, I was paying rent, and now
It's worth 1.5 to 2 million.
For
Exactly,
sure, no
in North
question.
Hollywood. So like
Easy.
Numbers on
but
point.
You know why it really makes me is pissed off is the asset. Okay, like young people got to realize that why is it better to
Not just
spend a
young
little
people.
more?
Not just
all
young.
people, all people.
Yeah.
I see 50 and 60 and
Yeah.
70-year-old people.
Well,
Guys,
what if you own the
with a lot
house?
of
What
regret.
can you do though? Like even if you want to move, like you were paying rent in an apartment, there's nothing. You just paid somebody a lot of money. If you own the house and everything, guess what? You can do in 5 years.
You
If
know, I
wanna
love
move
he's
to a
talked
house,
about. We're
You
talking about.
sell it,
Here's
and
what I
then you
love.
make a lot.
Since
of
I'm in
money.
real estate, anybody listen to this? Y'all want some real estate, some 60?
Please.
Call the man right here. Call the man. We'll do some shit. But
Absolutely.
yeah. So I think
And if he don't answer, call me.
There we go. Because then he gonna answer.
Right.
There you go.
If he don't answer, I'm gonna
Listen, that stuff will just happen here.
It's all good.
How does happen? So you
Accountability.
Yeah, this bullshit. Accountability's gonna get that mic right out from in front of you. Is what's gonna happen. You were gonna say something when I said, "Hey, do you know how to build wealth?"
Mhm.
You have some stuff inside of you.
Sure.
I didn't want to just take the mic like I did, but
Mhm.
what would you say to that?
No, when you ask how do you build wealth, right?
Yeah.
Instead of me sitting here assuming like I know the answer, even though you gave me the answer that I was expecting,
Yep.
I don't want to frame that in a way as you so clearly and beautifully just framed it for all of us. So that's what I was pointing to.
Mm.
Because I would rather say, please, you indulge me,
Mhm.
and I would rather play the fool because I could be wrong. I could not know the entire way of building wealth. You could have just dropped a gem on me,
Mhm.
but you did reconfirm what I had thought. So
Yeah.
So what's that lesson for life? What's the principle and the lesson in that in all things?
Ooh, it's good.
oh, the ego wants to know everything. And the greatest lesson that I've ever been taught is you don't have to know everything. And in fact, you shouldn't, but continue to grow and want to learn everything. Like, you know, when we talk about like accountability and growth and whatnot,
Mhm.
a lot of people don't want to look like fools.
Yeah.
You know, you see it all the time. Like I think to myself, especially with gang culture, you know, people who come from nothing, they stand on principles that really mean nothing to them. Like they stand on principles like this is my hood, this is my town. Like who are you to tell me
Don't
such
even
and such,
own a
blah blah
home
blah.
on the
Like
block.
yeah,
grandmother's
who you
house.
think you
What are
talking to,
doing?
etc. Like when you listen
grandmama's
to the
house.
words that are being said, it's all from a place of, man, you
Ego.
think I don't know that?
Yeah.
Fragile ego.
Yo,
Yeah.
okay, maybe you do, maybe you don't.
I'm putting
Just
you on
take
game.
a second. Maybe like you just did, maybe you could explain something to me or I could explain something to you and we could further the conversation. So I mean, to that point, I would say the lesson in the interaction that we just had is don't be afraid to say you don't know anything. There's no shame in that. Like to say you don't know something or to ask as Jesse would say, you know, there's no dumb questions. Jesse doesn't mind asking a question. But one of the things I love about Jesse is he's going to ask the question.
Absolutely.
And he doesn't care how that's going to make him look. And in fact, he is the one who is growing smarter than anybody in the room because he's asking it. You know?
Starts with curiosity, doesn't it?
It does start with curiosity. Yeah.
How do I do the thing?
How do I do the thing? And then I always say I have a Denzel and a Maestro. I said I watch these guys. I'm literally standing on their shoulders, eating the same fruits. I'm doing the same things. So I'm winning because they've won, and then they're like, "Hey, listen, just help me do the thing." And I'm like, "Well, what do you need?" Well, this is just here, do this. It's like, all right, well, we're doing it.
So not to lose track of the movie and stuff, I'll sit here and talk to you all day long. I swear I will. No, but what where are you guys going? Like that's a big where are you going? A lot of people say 3 foot. I get it, but because you talked about manifestation and seeing the thing, but where are you going in this world that's changing like this, right? Mm-hmm. Where are you going?
It's a layered question. In what way?
For your life to the peak.
Ooh,
where are you going? What are you building?
Legacy, a team, and I think an ecosystem. And an ecosystem, I think the biggest piece of any business is your team and your ecosystem. Like, how do you look at Amazon? Just the way that works, like that, it's incredible. You created a system. I think the hardest thing in any business is to create that system and to create a bulletproof system. And I just think if you can figure that out, you can funnel anything through that. Mm-hmm. And I just think that's the, but everybody has to have a position. Everybody has to know their position, and it has to be cohesive. But yeah.
Not to keep pressing, you can shut down. But what is the ecosystem? Because that can go woo-woo for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Good point.
Where nothing ever happens.
Yeah. Fair.
Well, I'm not saying.
Then it gets back to specific. It depends on the project, because that's another thing too. Because it's not just because we're not just we sell T-shirts. If we were just doing that, it would be this is the ecosystem for selling T-shirts. But I think for films is one thing, for music is another thing, and then all the space in between, finding where your ecosystem can, once again, where you bring value. Mm-hmm. So that's really what it is. It's like, what are my skills? Where do I bring value? Mm-hmm. And then what's the ecosystem that supports that?
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
Do you think, you brought up Rihanna, I think, or Beyonce one. Do you think they thought about bringing value before they did?
I do.
You do?
I think so.
Very
intentional.
to a degree.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't get there by accident.
But is there so much talent that maybe something happened and evolved there that they weren't thinking about bringing value?
Well, no, but once again, I think that starts with once again, why you start, right? Because as you go, you start to realize that there's other facets and other things that are needed. So it's just like, when you start, you're just like, I like singing. I think this, I have a good voice. People tell me I have a good voice. Maybe I'll be a star. Yeah. That's where it starts. And then you go and then you start going, oh, okay, so I guess I don't sing all that. I need vocal lessons. Okay. And then you do that work. And then you go to, okay, well, I would love to get signed, but maybe how does that work? Oh, nobody wants to write songs for me because I'm fucking nobody. Mm-hmm. Maybe I start writing songs. Okay, boom. Oh, then maybe I start doing my own demo. Find the pieces you need as you go, because you can't, it's like starting a business, right? It's like you can't fathom all the shit that went wrong when you started your business.
If you did, you might not start.
Yeah, oh my God. You would be like, oh, that shit. But no. But you get a couple things right, and then you go, wait, what's that? Somebody put you on game or something. Wait, oh, so shit, I gotta have one of those. Oh, fuck. Okay, now let me go. And then you start running, but once again, you have this idea in your head and you know where you want to go, and then you figure it out, and then you meet somebody who maybe helps you out with that, and then you meet somebody but you never would have met them if you didn't start. Yeah, so it's
I don't think that God lights the path every step that you take. There's utterly and complete darkness. I don't know if you guys have ever been in a situation where you just couldn't see right in front of you, or if you've been in fog or heavy rain. Mm-hmm. I think that God only gives you enough view to get to the next spot. Mm-hmm. Why? Because like you said, if you knew the pitfalls and the dangers in which you have just walked into, you wouldn't, or the blessings, you wouldn't go. Yeah. And I think that's the blessing in being a part of this, is knowing and trusting and having certain things and people in your life that allows you, and knowing thyself to know, okay, well, I just need to take one more step. And I say that on all of my runs. Big dog, one more step, one more step. And then you just start to put one foot in front of the other. Next thing you know, you 3 miles away from the house.
And then you feel bad when you don't.
Because you know the distance in which you can actually go.
And that's the other thing. I think like that's the other thing too. You need that. Once again, when you try shit and you do shit and you win a couple times, you start to go, okay, so yeah, I feel bad when I quit early. Like if I'm even dumb shit, like if I'm in the sauna and I'm like, I'm gonna do 20 minutes and I get out at 18, it's like, you quit. Yeah. So like for all you know, that's you quitting something 2 minutes early, 2 months early, 2 years early. You like to quit shit right at the end, Maestro.
Where else in your life do you do that? Right.
Where else do I do this?
And it's everywhere, because everything touches everything.
Over to everything.
Everything touches everything. So
what are you over here building?
To answer your question with the Rihannas and the B's and whatnot, actually, I retract. No, I don't think they do. I think it goes to the point of where we kind of started the conversation. You do selfishly start with an endeavor. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're thinking, in terms of like their value and their gift to the world. It is a dream. It is a vision. It's something they're very great at. But I do think as they begin to ascend, again, what I said in the beginning is to whom much is given, much is expected. So like you start to be blessed with favor and resources and potential and whatever it may be. And then you start looking around to yourself and you say, well, what do I do with this? What now? Mm-hmm. After you've bought the frivolous things and everything you want and what your heart desires, what do I do with it now? So to your point, like when you ask, what is this all amounting towards? Very recently did I start actually forming the picture of what I think this could all amount towards. What do I want for me personally? And this came about maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, just playing the lottery. And I'm in my yard. I'm in my yard picking weeds. And I remember the day. And I remember the lottery was maybe up to like 25 million or something like that, right? And first of all, for anybody who wins the lottery, you're not getting the full 25 million, right? But I was just thinking to myself, okay, if God blesses me tomorrow, knowing what I know now, knowing the projects that I want to do, I started questioning myself and asking, would I maintain the same work ethic? What would I do now with the riches that I've been blessed with? Would I still be as charitable? Would I still be as humble? And then I wanted to start holding myself accountable to that. Because I said, if God is going to bless me tremendously with the favor that I believe he has in store for me, well, I need to start prepping myself now. And so when I started thinking about 25 million, I was like, okay, well, what are the first things that I'm going to do? And I started to write this down very intentionally. Like for me, 25 million is the start. 10% of that immediately goes to my god sister without a blink. I'm not questioning it. It goes to her. She deserves it. Next thing, I'm going to pour into my parents because they were there pouring into me. A big proportion of that is going to them. Another thing I want to do, my friends, these brothers that you see right here, there's a short list, but it's a powerful list. I'm going to get them together. We're going to host a dinner, and there's going to be a check and a plate that's going to come out to them. They could refuse it if they want, but nobody gets the check if they all don't take it. And I don't want anything from it. I promise you, I don't want anything from it. Whatever amount that is to be decided, they keep that. And it's just because I love them, and it's just because I believe in them. And if I'm going to be blessed with something, I want the people around me to be blessed. I'll probably take like a month off, but I know like I won't. Me and my lady, we'll go somewhere. We'll enjoy, just the fuck you money, right? We'll enjoy that. But past that, I want to come back and hit the ground running. You start talking to your who do I call it? What do you call it? Wealth manager?
Your board of directors.
Board of directors, yes. Get the legal team, everything. Thank you so much. Yep. Start putting everything in place, right? One of the things for me that's frustrating is as a filmmaker is not having the funds and resources to greenlight projects. So immediately I want to start like a co-pro. I don't want like the studio or anything like that, but start the co-pro where people can start submitting the scripts, where we could get greenlit, start finding a multi-picture deal. I think as an actor, right? As an actor, I'm sitting here begging other filmmakers to be in their films. What's the one thing filmmakers need? Finances. So if they're going to go to other companies and look for product placement, hey, Mr. Tarantino, hey, Spielberg, hey, whomever, George Lucas, you guys don't need the money, but you're not going to spend your own money. Here's what I would like to do. Here's a proportion of my wealth that I would like to invest in you. Use this as the angel fund to do whatever you need, development or blah, blah, blah. All I ask is a small supporting role. It doesn't even need to be the lead role. I just want a small percentage in that. Already I'm paying into it, so it's not like you have to pay me, but give me the percentage on the back end when we talk about equity. Because I believe in the talent that's going to do it, and also I believe in my talent. So now it's all I'm doing is basically investing and buying my way into that film. But I would also do that as well. Then start the nonprofit. So I'll go start like something, you know, for kids. I believe in like fostering young, youthful imaginations and dreams. So I want to go start a foundation that basically builds them up. Most likely it's going to be in film, but of course that's my nonprofit. So then when we make profit from the main production company, that's funneling into the nonprofit. Also too, I'm fostering young talent so I can keep an eye on them. If I see great talent, well, then we funnel them back to the production company. Full ecosystem, you know what I mean? Past that, like you said, just start investing in a couple assets, start investing in some real estate. I know for sure I'm going to live in Tokyo. So half my time is going to be here in the States, half the time is going to be in Tokyo. Start looking at some properties over there, satellite properties in different places that I want to be at. You know what I mean? So like, these are the things that I started putting into my mind. So that's why I say when I get 20 to 25 million, that's just the start. 50 million, cool, I'm going to start chilling. I might not be as active. But again, by the time I've got that type of wealth, I hope to have all the systems in place to where that'll be just continuous income. And that way I can do the things I want to do. But like 50 to me is when maybe I'll start letting off the gas, maybe just enjoying life. But that's financial
living.
Financial freedom for me, quote unquote.
Yeah. You know, most people haven't designed that.
Yes.
They haven't designed that. So they have, because what you can do is if you can see your destination, you can reverse engineer it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can 100% reverse engineer exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
So that's a step. You got to see what you want. Put a number to it. Nobody wants to put a financial number to it. Put your number to it.
Yep.
You put the number to it, and then you reverse engineer it. But then what you have to do, when you reverse engineer it, you do have to categorize the steps.
Yeah.
And then you have this here as that vision board like Oprah used to do, and everybody, you have the vision board.
Yeah.
But then when everybody wasn't do, you got to say, what's step one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just get to work on step one.
Yeah.
And you don't even look at 2, 3, 4, 5 until
Until
you
you get
crush
to-
one.
That's it.
You
Yeah.
crush it.
Yeah.
And then you go and do 2. And because if you have this final destination in mind, you don't need to revisit it because that's in your brain.
Yeah.
You've got that built. You know where
Yeah.
you're going.
Yeah.
So you should have the motivation, determination every day, right?
Yeah.
There'll be some tragic things along the way, but if you have this destination, you
Yeah.
don't let it deviate.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you don't set the course, you're screwed.
Right.
Right? Everybody makes these metaphors, these analogies about a boat leaving one port and going to another, or getting on a plane from one airport to
What are
another.
you talking about?
If you
Right.
would deviate, right? If you would deviate 1 degree off in the beginning of your destination,
Yeah.
you end up
Yeah.
way over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So
Like
I
a
think,
golf swing.
well, I got a terrible golf swing.
1 degree off, the shit all the way cut over
We're
there.
all bad, but
Yeah.
but it's funny that you say
Speak for
this
yourself.
because you got a few good games.
Thank you for doing that, man. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that articulation is
No, that was
Spot
Thank you.
on.
I mean, it's
It's-
something that has been like keeping me up at night, but in a great way. Like these are the things that I want to. When you talk about what is that, I had to start figuring that out, and it was only till recently. You know, so
It's funny. We were in his garage, and we were putting up panels for the house, and I go, "What's your number?" I go, "What's your number?" Right? Because I always have my numbers.
what's your
but
number?
My number, a year.
What's the number you need to get to until you can still be fulfilling the life that you've seen and intended for yourself?
My beginning number is 2.5 a year, million
Well, let's get to it.
a year. That's my beginning number.
That's 100% attainable.
Absolutely.
Well, you don't want to sit here talking to me.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. So,
let's get to it.
so that's the number. That's that's what I've always had.
2.5 a year.
3 million. 3 million a year. I like threes, as you can
do.
see. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I do everything in threes, so 3 million a year is really my number. And I have this conversation with my brothers because I go, we hold each other accountable in every other space. what's our next frontier, right? No matter how it is that you want to do it, we have to be able to set the course. And I'm still getting my plan because, like I said, fucking dog, this guy's a schematic chart right here. So I'm a gut guy, as you can see. You got a little weight on me. That's
You lost
why
70 pounds. I mean, I'm on board with it, baby.
That's
Let's
why.
go.
That's why I have to even start to co-create and deep dive into something to the extent of Denzel's. You know what I mean? Because I'm one of those guys where I know my number. Okay, well, what can I do to? How do we get there?
What you got to do? You just got to take action, y'all.
Yeah,
You got to get really busy and take action right now.
And knowing how to get, because it's like, how am I going to get there? I'm a fly. Yeah. It's like, it's like, what do I have right now that can get me there? Yeah. Right. And I think that's when
start thinking and shit. Yeah.
That's when the head scratching starts, because you really need to ponder on that and go, what is it that already exists here?
Don't think too long, though.
No. And I don't. That's
because sometimes the person who you set out as on the journey is not the person who actually achieves the thing.
No, not at all.
So maybe you'd be like, what do I have right now that I can? Yeah. And then you fuck around, and when you get there, you go, oh, I didn't have that shit when I started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I figured it out.
Well, to that point, like, and that's.
Somebody need another water?
You good? Okay. The reason why I kind of want to circle back a little bit on kind of like the numbers that I was talking about, right? And why 20 to 25 million can kind of be a starting point is because a lot of people will get that type of money and then they'll be like, fuck it, I made it.
No.
But if I, like, even with everything I just told you, right? If you were to crunch those numbers, that shit's going to go so fast.
Fast.
With what you talking about?
So fast. But those are things that I would like to achieve. That's why I say even when you get to 50, start letting off the pedal. But hopefully, like, you want the things to keep running because you're going to need a bare minimum to kind of get a lot of that started. You know what I mean? So then when you think big picture, like, what are the things at the end of the day, like, not only that are going to make you feel like you achieved what you want to achieve and are going to make you happy, but also too, what are you putting back into the world? So, like, the reason why, again, I was speaking on the nonprofit or speaking about the production company or whatnot is, yes, it is a selfish endeavor, but also that is pouring back in a way where I feel like I can give back to the things that I have learned and have taken in. And that's why I say, like, at that point, that's when the cash is going to come in. So, like, to Jesse's point, you start reaching a certain level of wealth and then you're like, fuck, you need more. And then I'm sure, sir, you've done well for yourself. We've all
we've just started.
We've all seen exactly.
We've just started.
We've all seen at least a substantial amount of increase within our finances, right? You do buy the quick things that make you very satisfied, the things that you always wanted when you were young, and as soon as you get it, right? What happens like a year, 2 years later? Cool. It becomes your norm. It becomes your baseline. And it becomes such your baseline to where once you buy, like, we love fashion, but once you add enough fashion, I'm waking up in sweatpants and I'm putting on a nice shirt. It might be Issey Miyake sweatpants.
There you go.
It might be Yohei Yamamoto, but it's some sweatpants. And I'm going to show up. I might wear the same Sambas just because I found that these things are comfortable. And now that's a thing that no longer brings me joy or value. I might get one really nice watch or maybe 2 or 3. But to be honest, I'm not a watch guy. So I'll get like 1 or 2.
He's lying.
And that's nice. Stop it.
He loves watches.
For me, it's cars. For me, it's cars. I love automobiles,
cars.
but like even to a certain point now, like I just bought last year my dream car. Just bought one of my dream cars, Porsche 911.
I was gonna say a Porsche. That's what I was talking
He's a Porsche guy.
It's got the big wing. Is it all the stuff?
No. Too much. That's too
much.
See, look, if we're buying the track model, sure, but we're buying the track model with intent. It's not because I want it because it's flashy. It's because I know how well this thing is designed. I also can't drive the track model every single day.
He's this guy.
But I am
this Benz.
I
love Benzes. I don't like
So
Porsches.
for me, like, again, when we talk,
we'll go hang out tonight.
Right.
when we talk about classics, there are certain years and there are certain cars and there are certain legacies, like you said. People of wealth start buying into it because of the history. Yeah. We're not buying the nice art piece just because we like it. Sometimes we are, but we're also buying into the artist. We're buying into the value of this. We're buying into the story. And that is what creates the value of it. Because I could go out tomorrow and buy the trading card or the jersey of whomever I think
right.
is my favorite sports player. Doesn't mean that's going to be a valuable jersey in a
Right,
couple years. I am buying into the legacy and the story behind this so that when I turn around and need to sell that asset, I know the value is going to be placed in it.
Or loan against it.
Or loan against it, right. So then when we start thinking about certain type of cars and stuff like that, as much as I love like Lamborghinis and I think they're cool, I don't want to fucking own just any Lamborghini. It's got to be a Lamborghini Miura. And why? Oh my God, those things are so beautiful and so precious and so timeless. But if you see how they're shooting up in value right now, it's incredible. You see what I mean? So now you start making different moves. I'll go drive an Aventador just for the fuck of it. We could go rent Huracans and go drive them out to Vegas. That's great. I'll rent them at that point. I don't want to fucking own it. I don't want to own that. I want to own this.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the difference of once you start, you know, acquiring wealth and then like, what are we buying here? We're not just buying any frivolous shit.
What are we doing?
Also,
Yeah.
what can we do with it? Can we also make money off the shit that we're
Right.
buying?
Yeah.
Why not?
Well,
Like,
because too, I said if I love cars, you know what I want to do? I want to create a picture
I
vehicle
was just
company.
about to say, rent them out to
Have a
sets and-
whole garage that's being tended on, so that way they can take care of my private collection, but also too they could be featured in other films. Put them in the Peterson Museum and have them on display. And now every time they go read the little placard, they read the name. Guess what? That's pointing to what other film that I had put the car in. So now they could go watch the film.
Facts.
You see what I mean?
I'm a dirty business type of guy.
What?
I'm a blue collar guy. Like I like that, but I also like I'm a steel toe boot everyday type of guy.
You got to watch out for the steel toe boot guys.
I'm the steel toe boot guy.
You know, that's one of the first things I look at when I'm with people because I find out who they are.
Absolutely.
That steel toe boot guy, he's ready for war.
He's ready for war.
Yeah.
He's ready for
Yeah.
war.
It's funny. We just had a conversation. I was like, no, if we're in a war, I'm the guy that if we're in the trenches, we're going home.
Yeah, he is.
And I'd probably give my life to make sure that they go home. You see what I'm saying?
I'm taking your boots. I'm just telling you.
Now that part, no. Now that
Don't
part,
buy
once again, is it? I don't buy
I ain't
it.
holding my breath.
I don't buy it. Nah, but we definitely going home. Now that's for sure. But you know, I like dirty business. I'm a guy to where go get a trade. If you want to do this, but you're probably not going to make it. Go do the other thing, and that's wanted and that's needed. I have a delivery company. It's great. It's like that's what gets me the things that I really need to be able to hang when this isn't working. You know what I mean? Because they're film. I'm doing the music. Nah, this ain't what you want. You know what I mean? And you have to have things set up and systems set up to where you know it's fail proof here. You know what I mean? So
we going to the studio after this?
Yeah, I was about to say, tell me, speak to that
What's
more. Like,
up?
what keeps you motivated when the thing isn't working?
What keeps me motivated? Specify.
Like what just keep you going? Why don't you quit? You
Well,
got your other company, you got your other thing.
let's
like, why
do
don't
this.
You just like
Let's
like,
do
what
some
keep you going?
numbers. My mother just turned 70 in July.
Yeah.
My father has been deceased for the last 21 years. I'm not only the man of my household, but the last patriarch of my family also passed away in February. I'm all we got. So I work 7 days. Every day. No. Every day. Like I'm that guy. Still toe boot wearing, about to go get it. We in Japan. I got another guy running the rig. Hey, something happens when we at the table. I gotta get up. I gotta go take this. It's 12 o'clock in Japan. But it's wee hours of the morning in LA. And so for me, it's a matter of I can't afford to fail. You know, even though I'm in LA, from LA, moving in LA, I cannot afford to fail, and I will not. Now, we may take some bumps and bruises along the road, and that's going to happen, and we're going to have to pivot. But my mother is 70, and she's at that age to where, you know, shit start breaking down slowly. She got on the plane, sciatica started acting up on the way to New Orleans. I said, uh-oh, I need to kick some shit into high gear because I don't want to be the reason why the people around me who depend on me can't live the life that I'm supposed to provide. I don't want to be that guy. It's like, no, we could have had all of this. Like, Dad, why didn't you just imagine looking at your kids and having and you see the angst in their eyes going, damn, I could have just did the thing. Could have just went the extra mile. And so for me, that's what keeps me going. And I see their parents are like rock stars to me because I see the sacrifices that they make so that they can live the way they live. And I mean, I'm in the same boat, but it's also like I had to pivot up, you know what I mean? And so I go, I look at their parents, I look at my parents, I look at my family, my mom, and even my dad when he was alive, and I go, yo, like, we can do this. It's more than attainable. You know what I mean? So that's really what keeps me driving the force. You know what I mean?
She got something else. I'm gonna ask a deep question. I got one more deep one for y'all.
Oh boy.
Right? So be ready. Well, man, you got this. What are you talking about?
He's
like
good at this.
Like he's scared about this. Bring some Marcus Aurelius at us here. Do this, right?
Oh boy.
What you guys? Who wants it first? Because the other two get to think about it. First person who wants it first?
Depends on the question.
Go with
Yeah,
Denzel
what's
first.
the question?
Because he normally go last. He get to think first. Go with him first.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I like
What'd
your
you-
style.
Go with him first.
Like your
What you used to believe about the world that you don't anymore?
Oh.
Drop the mic.
Oh.
It's time to go, folks. This is nice.
Good God.
I can tell you mine.
Okay.
I thought everybody wanted to change their life.
Damn.
I would agree with that.
I don't see it.
No, I would agree with that.
That's mine.
I was gonna say something along the same lines.
Go
of that.
there. I love you, man.
No. Seriously, like that. This is gonna work out for everybody. That's the way I would have reframed that. Is oh man, you're so talented, you're so gifted, you're gonna do everything and this, that, and the third and more. I will say, at least for what we do, there are so many micro miracles that have to happen and so much favor along with the preparation, along with the hard work, along with the hours to where it all culminates and needs to meet up. Now, the reason why I say this is dangerous, I'm not going to call any names, but there was an actor who was on a podcast recently, and he was just basically talking about how, like, the industry chooses you, you know, your talent doesn't necessarily get you there. And I think that's dangerous to do on these microphones, is to say that your talent can't get you there, because I think you're already cutting people off at the legs. And you have to give them a chance to get there, but they have to work their ass off. But also too, it has to be a timing thing, and your time might come today, it might come down the road. I know for me, I'm a man of faith. So a lot of times where, yes, I'm putting in the work overnight, also it is my large trust in God and the things that I have been given and the things that I see and what I dream and what I feel is being spoken to me. And so I'm following that voice. Some people might not have that higher power. I can't speak on how their life is turning out for them. God bless them, however that's going. However, I know faith has changed unequivocally 100% the way I move in life and the blessings that have come into my life. And so once I started tapping into that, once I started tapping into the unseen, that's when things also started to change for me. On top of me being poured into by my community and me actively wanting to change and have a greater life for myself. But again, shit could have went real sideways for me just as quickly. It could go sideways for you at any given moment and any given day. So to that point, you then start to look up and look around you and say, how many people actually want this?
Yeah.
How many people are going to get up in the morning and actually do this? How many people is that favor going to fall upon? Did you miss your window? And no, you don't always miss your window. If you're somebody who, you know, reads the scripture or whatnot, you know, your blessing might come when you're 95 and you can change the world. There are a lot of people who have tapped into great fortune in their 40s and
later
50s and 60s later in life. But man, it is a struggle. How much are you willing to hold on? And not a lot of people are. And that's fine. You know why that's fine? Is because for the exceptional human beings who are out here doing things and providing something for the world, there also needs to be people who are helping maintain that. And Amazon does not get to where it's at without the people who are doing the 9 to 5, putting in the work, whatever that is for their baseline, however they're living their life. And Amazon does not succeed. So that's why I say, like, as unfortunate as it is, and I don't want to be cynical, I also think about the balance of life too. The people who are sitting up top controlling the chessboard, so to speak, or on that back row of the chessboard, there are a hell of a lot of pawns. Pawns can turn into queens, but sometimes pawns are just out there doing the work. And you know what? If I'm going to say I'm going to be somebody on the back piece of the chessboard, I have much appreciation for the pawns as well, because they are doing something.
Let me kick this back to you. There was a point in my life I was a pawn.
Yeah.
We got to be willing to play these roles as we rise up and do greater things. There's a lot of people who aren't willing to take where they're at right now and work really hard, even if it doesn't look as good as somebody else's, because that's how you get there.
Yeah.
You just got to survive.
Yeah.
Survive, so maybe you can play a different part.
And that's how you stay there. That's
Still every day, man. Every day.
You can't lose that.
Every day.
You can't lose it.
Yeah, there's no way I will.
Yeah.
So it's not going to work out for everyone. That maybe you thought it did. Maybe your faith, did you always think it was going to work out for everyone? Just did
You hope, man. We get on these microphones or you sit in front of panels and whatnot, and like my intention is to hopefully the same way I've been empower other people. Now, what you do with that knowledge outside of, us sitting down having a conversation is on you. Yeah. But when I genuinely sit in front of people, it could be an audience of 5, it could be an audience of 500. Yeah. At least the most I could do is be like, guys, it is achievable. That's why I say that's the responsibility of preaching that message is it is achievable. The sad reality is, though, is that percentage is going to be low.
But then here's the message you should say. That's reflective of how hard it's going to be.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
That's it. That's it's not a reflection of if any of us are worthy, if any of us are capable. It's like, hey, listen, whoever keeps going and works the hardest and catches a little bit of luck, surrounds themselves with the right people. You put this entire nucleus together and you keep going and deal with another level of pain that others aren't willing to deal with.
No.
That's who's going to win. Right?
Yeah.
It's not that I'm not trying.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think this is a predestination. People would argue with me from a religious standpoint and stuff, but if we say we're in control, then it's not totally predestined.
Mm-hmm.
That's a battle. That's a whole nother conversation. Right. So what did you used to believe that you don't believe anymore?
I was thinking about this.
It could be positive too.
No, yeah.
Because it used to. It could be like, man, I really thought it was terrible, and it's like, man, now it's not.
Yeah, no, I think it's true.
Sorry.
I think the one thing when I was mulling it over, it was like, I think I used to have this idea that like
that we all could have hair like you. Not possible.
But not,
I'm missing
like
half mine, right?
Well, we can't have it all.
That's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother.
Right. Sorry.
No. I think I had this weird thing of like, based on how good of a person you were, that would determine how successful you could be. And that's not true at all, in my opinion. Like, I think that there are good things that can, obviously, I think that's more of a personal, it's like it's a personal win for yourself. You know what I mean? That's how you sleep at night. Fine.
Being a quality person.
Yeah, a quality person. Yeah, like I think that's important. It's important to me. But like overall, I think as I've gotten older, I realized like, oh, these things are so like not exclusive. You know what I mean? Like, just because almost the same thing he was saying about like, oh man, like you want to think everybody's gonna make it, and it's like there's so many people. You're like, oh, like I'm rooting for you. I'm probably not rooting for that guy, but like that guy would probably. I don't know who has the better chance, but you being just a good guy don't have shit to do necessarily with you actually making it, which is like, it's tough, but it's also, I think you can maybe get it back in certain karmic ways, but once again, brass tacks, that shit doesn't,
that was a little bit of a sad moment, like when you realize that, wasn't it?
Yeah, because then you go, oh, okay, so. Because
your default is just a cool, like, good dude, man.
I try to be. You know what I mean?
You don't have to try. That's your default.
Yeah.
That's your DNA as a human.
Yeah.
And so you're like, man, the world should reward this. Because if we were all this way, wouldn't it be better?
Because then I also look at it too it's as simple as, I mean, if you want to talk about being a good human, it's just kind of like I feel like there's a lot of games we run into as a society where it's like we tit for tat.
Yeah. We
tit for tat the wrong shit. And it's just like, well, what they say, eye for eye leaves everyone blind. It's like, that's some real shit, though. Like, things aren't going to work out if, we keep playing the same game. But at the end of the day, it does for some people. And that's why I'm saying the shit doesn't really, when it comes to business, it doesn't really matter. And also I think another thing, when it comes to business, people will do anything.
Yeah, I think probably in all areas, because what you guys won't say here, what we'll have the question wrap around here. There's shitty people in your industry.
Absolutely.
You know who they are, and here's how I know that. Everywhere.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
everywhere.
No matter
Everywhere.
what.
Everywhere. Every
Everywhere.
piece of society. Everywhere.
That was gonna be my answer to the question. Was that the industry to me,
You
like
got
what I've
skipped over?
learned? Like, no, I'm gonna go to just because I'm gonna give y'all flowers. Just listening to y'all talk. The 20 years I've been in the industry, I have learned like it's a lot of gatekeeping. It's just a lot of people who don't want to see people win.
Yep.
So to hear y'all talk and just you meeting them, you meeting him through somebody, y'all meeting at an audition, and just showing each other love. Like y'all don't do nothing but highlight positivity, and I think that is so dope.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate
That
you,
means a
bro.
lot.
Like that's so
Thank you,
dope. Like,
Thank you.
Thanks, bro.
Damn. We could have finished with that, but we ain't done with this question.
this is dope.
Nah, it's all good.
What you used to think about the world, believe about the world that you don't believe anymore?
I used to think this was difficult. Here you go. I used to
think that I wasn't hard enough.
My God. No. I now know that 10X is easier than 2X. Like, I now fully believe that.
That sounds woo-woo to everybody listening. Why is that? Why do you believe 10X is easier than 2X?
Well, you have to have less conversations with less idiots. When you say, yeah, nah, I see. When you're in okay, back to my first car, the Honda. Everybody was selling a Honda. Not too many people are selling a Maybach, whatever.
It takes 300 to do that.
Well, you know what I mean? It's for me, it's sort of like, let me go big. Time is finite. I don't have time to nickel and dime with you losers.
That's a wrap.
Like, I don't want to do that. Who's the guy that I need to talk to? You? Hey, how are you? This is what I do. This is what I can provide. Please, I'm willing to show up every day. Be here tomorrow at 7 o'clock. I'm here at 6:30 with coffee and donuts. That's the difference. 10X is easier than 2X. We keep wanting to do the next. It's like, no, you can do this on a way bigger level.
So you're making an argument that it is way easier and way less sophisticated than everybody believes that you used to believe.
Say that one more time.
You believe that it's way more simple, which is less complex.
Yes.
This whole algorithm of success about winning at life than you used to believe it was.
Yes, it's way more simple.
Nah,
Way more simple. Because once you start to roadmap it, you go, okay. See, 10X requires you to have very limited options.
All in, baby. Everybody wants to use that term. All in.
All in.
The one thing you
The
say you're
one
going to
thing.
do.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
one
yeah,
thing you
yeah.
say you're going to do.
But if it's small, if it's finite, like if it's so small, you can do that a whole bunch of ways. But the big thing you can only do one to two ways. So you go, oh, well, there's only one way to do this.
He's scary. That's why y'all hang out with him. He's scary.
You want to know what's so funny?
He's scary.
real one.
Yeah.
You want to know what's so hilarious about that too? I'm really not. I'm like
He's not.
No, what I'm actually saying scary is
yeah,
actually what you believe.
absolutely.
How your mind works.
Absolutely.
The way that you're challenging yourself.
Listen,
how you're
listen,
showing
he
up.
will put on a medium t-shirt and be like, this shit fit. And I'm like, that shit, no, what I'm getting at though is he will sit there and say, I look good and I don't give a fuck what you talking
So
about.
what Maestro
And
used to
that's-
believe.
no, but that's why I also fuck with it, because I go, you know what, buddy? If you can do this with this.
Maestro
I know
used to
that
believe.
shit's cooking up there, nigga. All right?
Maestro, you should have said what I used to believe was a medium didn't look good on Jesse.
No,
But now I do.
I do.
Denzel's words. He said he thought I had a girdle on the other day. He said, it looks like a
there's
girdle.
a word. We ain't talking about this. We ain't talking about this here.
But no, the way my mind is wired,
It's scary.
It's very spooky for anybody on the other side of anybody on the other side of what I say that I'm going to do.
Yeah.
If you're challenging that, you're fucked.
They don't want any part of it.
Yeah.
So basically, you're saying don't try to compete with you.
I'm not the one to compete with. You see,
They're gonna quit before you, right? There you go.
period, point blank.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, before you close this out, I know you want to close it out. Just got one question for you. Like, working around them with so much experience that they got in the industry,
Oh man.
what's the biggest thing that you could say that you learned from them, just like through their experience?
Listen when they talk. They've been doing this a lot longer. They know a lot more. No. This is not the way this works. It's like, what do you mean? But like, no, in my head, it's like, yeah, no, nigga, I've been doing this.
Right.
Excuse my French.
Is that true? Is that true? Does he do that? Because what I know is people will come to you all and ask how to do it, and then they won't listen.
So Jesse gets he take one. You do one of those.
Yeah, I do
And
that.
then something happens, and then I show her, I'll be like, so like if you just did the fucking thing, I told you to, hey man, already on it, brother.
Yeah.
I was like, but you have to bullshit with the. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
But I also respect that.
Yeah.
Like, nah, let me see, because every once in a while he'll come back with something and be like, yeah, but you could also so check it out. If you
Yeah.
do this, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh shit,
Mm.
I didn't know that either. Okay,
Yeah.
you came back. Thank you.
Yeah.
But usually it's like I'm very much like I hate wasting time. Like I am very concise. I generally can't stay nowhere longer than an hour and a half. I'm just like I gotta get moving.
Then people find out where you're at. So
Yeah.
that's another thing too.
Yeah,
They
like,
just have certain tools that I just didn't have. Like they have certain tools, like mentally, spiritually, belief system wise. They have certain tools. I have the mental fortitude, right? So like our skill sets differ. So when they go, hey, listen, I'm having this problem, and if it's like some life shit, I can figure that out.
That's
When
what
it-
happens when the streets meet the country club.
Absolutely. And now I'm in the country club.
and one thing I'll definitely give him too is he does a lot of times too. He'll give good perspective because like being in this industry and doing all this stuff for so long, it's just like what we're talking about. Like the shoes become shoes, your house becomes your house. All this shit is just like you're used to it. And so sometimes I'll say certain things and I'll be talking about something. I'll be like, yeah, man, I just feel like, you know what I mean? Because it's tough to get. He'll be like, no. Maestro,
Yeah.
are you fucking kidding me?
Shut it down.
You've done this,
Yeah.
and this.
Yeah.
Niggas don't even do this.
Yeah.
How the fuck
yeah,
are you
yeah.
sitting over here? Man, stop that shit, bro. You better.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like,
It's
yeah,
real.
you're right. Yeah, I needed that. Thank you. And then I can get back to what I'm. But it's like having someone to do that. Because it's also, I mean, it's another thing too. It's like I always tell like I'm not resting on my laurels. Like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, I did that. Yeah, what we bringing up? Oh shit, that don't matter no more. That's not in the market right now. That don't matter. What are we doing now? What's the pushing forward? But sometimes you need somebody outside of yourself to remind you. Be like, no. Well, you're extremely capable. You've obviously done all this.
So this is actually important. I wasn't going to ask this, but I want to hear from you because you're going to bring the marketing thing full circle. That's what your good job is. That's what this shit's going to be,
Come
right?
on, Jack.
But hold on, real quick. Hold
No,
on.
I-
But how do we know who to listen to?
You judge off of, in my opinion,
You're talking about with us.
proof of
Guys in general in life.
Oh.
General.
proof
Who
of
do we know who
concept.
to listen
Proof
to?
of-
Is it
proof
about
of
the
concept.
receipts?
That's
Who's
it.
got the receipts?
Yeah.
You just listen to the
Concept.
receipts?
What Stroh said.
Proof of concept, receipts of your life, receipts of
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
character, receipts of your like. We got the same friends, generally speaking, I know I don't generally hang with a bunch of bad people, so therefore you must be okay if they like you too. That's one way to look.
Mhm.
Where are you in life? Hey, even if you're on your ass, how long you been on your ass?
Mhm.
Because that's a whole nother thing too. You know what I mean? I don't mind meeting a brother when he's down and try. You know what I mean? It happens to all of us. Maybe I just met you in a rough season, but
What are you doing about
but my boy, it's been 4 years and you in the exact same spot. I can't help you.
Yeah.
I probably ain't been around for this whole 4 years because I figured that out in the first few months. You
But
know what I
can-
mean?
But can I also say though, I don't know if we should be selective.
That's a good one.
Like, for the same way you could listen to somebody and gain all the tools, the knowledge, etc., you can also listen to somebody and learn what not to do.
Yes.
So like the principles of meditation, or just approaching things more in a holistic manner. Just talk less and just listen. Period.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No matter whether it's somebody you need to learn, gain from, or somebody you need to basically avoid. You know what I mean? I think there's lessons in all
they'll
of it.
all tell you.
If
Yeah.
we
If
just
you listen. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know if it needs to be as selective. Now there is discernment
Mhm.
within what you take in. You know what I mean? Because everybody feels like they're going to try to give you their best lesson, their best input, their
Yeah.
best advice.
I don't want that.
And then so that's where I think it goes to Maestro's point of then what are the receipts?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because if you're teaching me how to get wealthy, either you better had it and lost it all, so then
Show
I
me
could
the
learn
money.
where that went wrong.
Yep.
Or then if you are
If you've
sitting
never had it, how the hell can that person tell you?
exactly
Right? So there is a part to the receipts.
There is a part to the
It
receipts.
depends on the
Yeah.
question you're trying to get answered.
You had to at least have had it.
Yeah, like same thing. Like if you
Yeah.
if you wanted to say, hey, how do I make sure I don't spend 30 years in prison?
Yeah.
Well, you probably shouldn't. You know what you should ask the guy who spent 30 years in prison,
Right.
probably,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right.
Because the only thing the person that's going to tell you that didn't is just what didn't did.
Don't
but
get
it's-
caught.
Right, that's right.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so, but the person there's, let me tell you what sent me here.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
So you got to
Exactly.
ask the right person based on the question you're trying to get answered,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. For me, it's I'm super selective. Like I'm a little bit of both. But I'm super selective. It's like I don't want to know what sent you here for 30 years because I'm not going there. I'm
It's
talking.
just completely out of my ecosystem.
It's just like
Yeah.
that's not somewhere I want to go. So that's not even a game I'm playing. Like, and I don't want to listen and sit here and listen to the homeless man all day because it's like, no, I already have my assignment, right? I want to talk to the person who has been and is going where in the direction that I am headed in. Not even the ones who are really going. Have you been there? Okay. I'm not talking to TikTok. Hey, guy, you just got back from wherever. How was it? How was the weather? What do I need to have? What do I need to prepare for? I'm that guy. I don't want to talk to the person on TikTok because they're telling me the highlight reel. I want to talk to the person who just got off the plane, who just went, who just got back, and it's like, yo.
Now I know across the bridge from
This
West
is what
Palm
this-
Beach isn't
Yep.
that nice.
Yep.
There you
Now
go.
I know.
There
Then
you
just
go.
talk to the guy who went there.
Full
It would,
circle.
Guys, I'm telling you, it was a 3-minute drive, and I needed to use the restroom,
It got
and it was
scary
3 minutes,
quick.
and I stopped at a KFC.
Oh, man.
That's your first mistake.
Y'all-
Yeah.
Bulletproof glass.
There's not much more than KFC over there.
Damn.
And so I said, I got to pee, and it looked like one of the best places around. And I went in there, and I had to be interrogated to be able to use the restroom.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. No, I got that Gatorade bottle.
Yep.
I got that Gatorade
So,
bottle.
You guys keep going. It's good to have different perspectives and different feels and different mindsets. Y'all can do big shit together. But
Yeah.
here's what's funny. So can a lot of other people. So y'all got to figure out what's going to make it happen
Yeah.
because it doesn't always work out for everybody.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right? So hopefully you guys figure that out.
Right.
All right, Mr. Marketing.
Well,
Oh, well, you know, we're the best. We're the greatest.
I love
yeah,
this.
And that's great manifestation. And, you know, like, it's really hard for me because I'm one of the loudest and, dare I say, most arrogant people I know. But it's really important to know when to take a back seat and listen and respect your moment, you know, because it's not my moment. I'm really happy to have my friends out here and representing there. But, you know, I didn't know I was going to answer this question, but I did think of an answer as you were talking. Is a lot of people, what I thought is to become happy, you had to accomplish your goal. And what I found out, it's actually, you know, I accomplished, all right, you becoming a guy who wants to, I grew up in the 90s and wanted to make movies in Cincinnati. And so, you know, there's nothing like that in Cincinnati. I knew we had Rain Man, but, you know, there was nothing. You had to move to New York City. And then once I moved to New York City, all the soaps moved to LA. So, you know, I followed them to LA. And what I really found out, the truth in that, is it's not about getting to the goal. I've actually reached, like, you know, I made a lot of movies that never got made, nobody saw, and then I finally made a movie, and, you know, and I'll never forget when my oldest son watched The Private Eye, and he was like, Dad, he was genuine, you did it, you know, and like, and then after I did it, there was like, dare I say, an emptiness where it was like, take care of your mental health. There was an emptiness where I was like, well, what's fucking next? You know, because once you do it, then you're like, you think you'll be all this happiness, and then you're like, oh no, I got to do something else. And everybody's like, well, what else you doing? So I really found out the answer. Well, the answer is like this. It's like, the answer is like, the happiness is actually in this journey. So
Yeah.
you should be enjoying
It's in the
these
pursuit.
moments,
Yep.
you know,
Mhm. It
and
really
these
is.
moments, and
It
you
really
gotta
is.
you gotta learn that, because you're gonna have a very depressing fucking life. And life is not about that. Life, in my opinion, you need money, but it's not about money. It's not, you know, you got to do what
I'll
you
make
want.
it. I'll take it.
Fulfillment, you know, you can take the money, you know, yeah, that,
joking,
maybe that's your life. But for me,
Right on.
happiness and finding your happiness, maybe money is your happiness. But for me,
no.
you know, my happiness is
Yeah.
fulfillment and
Yeah.
what
It makes the
whatever I want
fulfillment
to do.
easier.
It might be, you know, a lot of my time I dream about just being on a beach in Hawaii getting drunk as fuck every day. And that might not be everybody's thing.
Yeah.
But, you know, I had kids when I was in my early 20s. You know, hey, I'm a pirate. But but you see, most people have not lived the life I have and so young. I've been to all 50 states. I have a kid that's 17 years fucking old that's
Yeah.
going to college. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
everybody told me that was the wrong thing to do, but I was like, you know what? I'm an Eagles guy. I'm gonna fucking do anything. So I really believe that's one thing that I have. I might not be the most intelligent person in this room.
Ah,
I might
stop.
not be the most wealthiest person, but I can do everything I fucking said, and I've proven it. And
Yeah,
it's true.
I
It's
found
It's true.
the happiness is
Yeah.
in just doing it. You know?
The pursuit of happiness
the process,
the happiness
for
is
sure.
the pursuit.
And that's like,
Like,
people
legit.
get too caught up in what they want to be and what they want to
Right.
do and how much.
Right.
And in reality, none of it fucking matters because you're not taking it to your grave.
No.
Yeah.
Enjoy where you're at. You can use this money in getting the nice cars,
Yeah.
but enjoy it,
Yeah.
man. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy your time with your kids. And I mean, there's something in that where I think people are blinded about what everybody else wants to do, and in reality, it's not real, and that's where God comes in again.
Yeah,
and
and everybody has their different, like you say, everybody has their different drink. Like, he wants to live in Japan.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
live
You
in
want
Japan.
to be drunk on a beach in Hawaii.
Yeah, and there's
I
a-
want to be in Nantucket. We all want to do different things, but it's like that doesn't make anyone's dream or less
and
valid.
and
We all have
on
a
that,
different thing.
on that, I don't think we should step on other people's dreams. Like,
Yeah.
there are a lot of people who
I don't
just
know,
want to be a
Jack.
Boy Scout. There's somebody whose
you got-
dream is to.
but
be
You
Yeah,
got to
it is.
step
Burger
on
King,
somebody's
you know?
dream.
Yeah, I
You
don't
know,
think
There
anybody's dream
is, there is.
maybe
There is a mentally
No,
handicapped
right.
person that can only get a job at Goodwill, and guess
And
what?
Right.
and that's
You're
what he's aiming
knocking
for.
on fucking
Facts,
Goodwill.
facts.
You are
Yeah.
not being humane, and
Yeah.
and
I see what
I
you're saying.
understand. I understand.
Let me
like,
wrap a
growth
hug
and
around you.
everything.
You want me to let me wrap a positive hug around you?
Please.
Yeah.
Nah,
Positive hug
that,
around.
you know what,
You
though?
know-
You just gave me real perspective. I never thought about that. I was
Yeah.
like, nobody wants to work at Burger.
Well,
I'm
actually,
like,
Denzel
somebody
brought
like,
up
this
this
is my
perspective.
day.
Denzel
Like,
was at a party one time, and you got to
Oh, what did
understand,
I say?
being in this movie, being in these movies, all right, like everybody's so interested in what we do because not a lot of people do it,
Yeah.
and a lot of people are too afraid to do this.
Yeah.
And we took a chance and said, all right, we're fucking doing it, you know.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to know about that. And this person, I forget where it was, they asked Denzel, and Denzel says, no. Like the guy says, hey, I know you wouldn't be interested, but I forget what it was, a plumber or something like that. And Denzel was like, no. Everybody's always asking me about the fucking movies. It's actually more
Let's
interesting
talk about this.
to hear what you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think people do need to be, I mean, I know there's a
You want
More-
my hug?
more
Do you want my
inquisitive.
positive hug?
I want a
I'm
hug.
trying to give you a positive hug, and nobody wants me to get the
Sorry,
damn thing.
sorry.
But no, but the inquisitiveness, like I start, shameless plug. I have my own podcast as well called Surrounded by Idiots, and I started that because it was the same idea. I interview a lot of people in the entertainment industry and all that kind of stuff, but I love talking to people who don't do that because I get to learn something. Like I would much rather pick your brain about things that I literally know very little to nothing about than I would, talking to somebody about, talking production jargon or whatever. Like it's still cool. I enjoy it, but it's like, no, I'm learning something new. Like you're like there's a whole compartment in my brain that just it's not filled with any of this shit. And then like I love learning like even just like where people come from and then how did they get here and then what made you make that choice. So it's like I see what he means. It's like that's that exposure we keep talking about. Being around people who don't live in your bubble, don't live in your ecosystem. I mean, shit, we wouldn't even have all the fucking racial issues we had if more people just even did that. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, a lot of this shit is just straight up ignorance. You don't want to have certain conversations just because I straight up don't know how to start the conversation. You know what I mean?
That's
Where
real, Jacob. I've been telling you about that.
Yeah.
Everybody's scared. They don't know what to say.
they don't know what to say.
Yeah.
They're
Like,
scared.
yeah.
They're scared. But it does take reciprocity in that.
Yes.
That what somebody's going to say one-on-one, that they're not going to be attacked for it.
Correct.
And so,
Right.
and then that person
And
has
that's
to
the
be,
problem.
you have to be willing to hear some shit you don't want to hear from
Yeah.
somebody. Like you think about the guy, his name was Daryl Davis, that black musician.
Oh,
that
yeah.
you've heard about him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been on Rogan's podcast and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy that was in the KKK,
Yeah.
and the guy came up to him and came to his concert, and he's like gotten like 25 or 30 of these dudes now
Yeah.
to put down all their shit, and now he's just great friends with them. So the crazy thing is the black guy who was the one being judged by the organization
Right.
is actually the one that had to take the high road.
Right.
I'm not saying he was supposed to. I'm not saying he had to, but to have that type of outcome,
Yeah.
Right.
probably the person that we would argue and make the probably the process say they shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, guess what? If everybody takes a position, I shouldn't have to. We're all
Right.
fucked.
That's
Right.
that tit for
Right.
tat I'm talking about.
Somebody
Everybody
has
wants to take
to.
the,
Right.
well, fuck it. When this happens to us, it's this. And when this
Yeah.
happens, it can't be that or no one wins.
Yeah, that's
and
wild.
it
More
only
the
continues.
collective we
There you go.
The
than the
collective we.
individualistic Jesus.
Individualistic.
why-
Individualistic.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
no, you're,
Forgive me.
you're
Yeah,
the debater.
I-
Yeah. So hey, I'm
Maybe
gonna wrap
not
my-
that great.
Can I give my damn positive hug? Can I give my positive hug to this guy? I mean,
Give
your
I-
positive hug.
He yelled at me, so I feel like I got. So here's what I think. I only have one request to people. do the thing that you're choosing to do with everything you got.
Everything
Yeah.
you got. Go all in.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Go all
And
in.
you will have a good life
Yeah.
Yeah.
because the plumbers that help me build properties,
Yeah, they
the
live
best
good.
plumbers, guys,
They live well.
they live a good life.
They live
Yeah,
well.
100%.
No,
They live
not
well.
good. Well,
I mean,
they live.
it's-
They live better than good.
They,
They
have,
live well.
they have awesome homes on 5 acres.
Boats, whatever they
get
want.
all the stuff.
I know.
Yeah.
And so everybody that I see that takes their vocation
Mm-hmm.
and they make the decision to do it the best damn they
The
can,
excellence.
Yeah.
and they get better every day,
Yeah.
they have a great life.
They have a great
Absolutely.
life.
That's it.
Absolutely.
And they're fulfilled because you know that you put in the fucking work.
Is that
Like,
good enough hug?
Let me tell you, that was an amazing hug.
There you
That's
go.
all I
Yeah.
wanted in there.
Yeah. And
Hey.
we need them. I mean, we need them, y'all. Like, people need me from real estate. We need y'all from entertainment.
Yeah.
Right? We need bankers to lend us some money.
Yeah.
Like, we need all these people.
We
to do
are
this
the
stuff.
ecosystem.
Yeah,
like
100%.
we miss that. Like
Yeah.
we all are here to work together.
I have
Like,
people on
there's
this podcast that are making millions on Etsy that have built just businesses in places. It's like, what in the hell?
Yeah.
And they just chose to be the best.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And when they chose to be the best, they didn't start out being.
Of
No.
course
We got to be
not.
willing to accept this
Correct.
journey when we
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah.
All the times, see, we don't see all the auditions that y'all just got booted out of.
Oh,
You,
no.
y'all- how many times did you walk away and think, man, that's awesome. That's one I should get. And you just don't get it
After
again.
a while,
Oh.
after a while, you start just throwing them away once you walk out. It's like, hey, it's here. It's in my brain. I'm gonna do the thing. I'm giving you my all. But then when I leave here, I'm not thinking.
How
about
many
this.
auditions do you think you had to go on to get one? How many did you go on
Shit.
to get one?
We're 30 years. At how many?
Are we talking about averages?
Yeah. Like, to get one, do you have to go on 100? Do you have to go on 150? Do you have to go on 37?
At least 25 to 30. I would
Yeah, I
think.
would say it's smooth.
At least.
But
20.
well, you're saying that now with the talent that you have. And even as a
Oh, I see what
kid,
you're saying.
And the-
as a
and the
kid, the
resume.
pool was smaller. So
Yeah.
that 25 to 30 makes more sense as a kid. As an adult, I think that's much larger for somebody who's just starting out. Maestro and I have the privilege of doing that because of the talent that we've amassed over the years.
Right. I see what you're saying.
I think that number grows far larger for somebody else.
Yeah, facts. And then, like you said, and then once you have the resume, and then it does help.
Isn't it
Yeah.
nice to
Still doesn't get
You know what's
everything
worth
you
it?
need
Tell,
done, but
tell me
it
this.
does.
This is the way it is in sales and real estate and stuff. You do this for 10 years and they grind. Everybody thinks being a realtor, they watch Selling Sunset and all the big stuff.
Mhm.
It's just so rare. That's not really the way it works.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
You can put 10 years of grind in. And when you actually get the call instead of having to prospect for it,
Mhm.
Ah.
when they call you and said, hey, man, somebody just told me
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I shouldn't go through a real estate transaction without having you.
You're the guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so when you get the call
Yeah.
from the director or from the that says, you know what, you're the person for this. You need
Yeah.
to come in and read for it, but it's pretty much yours.
Right.
It's yours to lose.
Yeah.
How good's that feel?
Oh, incredible.
Incredible.
Well, because you also feel like, oh shit. So what I've been doing is seen.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And that's all. Okay, so this, and that's that. Where you say that chasing greatness is like, well, that's the hit you need to keep doing it. Because you're like, okay, so this is seen. Good. All right, I'm good. So I'm doing something right. Keep going.
Takes
But
a long
also at that point, thankfully the work you've already put out is now starting to show for itself. However, once you start getting the call, now it's a different responsibility.
Mhm.
You know, when you go
Absolutely.
from number 20 or number 15 or number 10 on the call sheet to number 1 on the call sheet, it's a different type of responsibility. And the first time you lead a film, which is the same way the first time you're put in a management position, the first time you're, leading your own project, whatever it may be, different position comes
Mhm.
with different headaches, comes with a different responsibility, comes with a different grace that you need to carry.
Your quarterback.
And so a lot of people think they want that until they finally get it. So once you start getting the calls, now you have to start moving a little bit different, and you have to
Yeah.
be more intentional with your time.
And that's what happened with Brand New.
And you have to be more disciplined.
More
Like
discipline.
that discipline
Very
has to
much
shoot.
so.
Everything
More
has to.
discipline.
You
when
know what's so
start getting
crazy?
calls.
You guys are thinking about bigger directors. I'm thinking about y'all. That's how I got the call to do the music for Brand New. The spookiest shit ever. Cause now I'm like, oh damn. I already know Denzel and I know Maestro. This is like Goggins and I don't even know who to call Denzel. He's just like, Jesus Christ. It's
Jordan
like,
Peterson and Goggins.
dude. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's, so like, and for me, that's how that feels. So how you're asking them for like maybe bigger roles, that's how it felt for me to get the call for Brand New. And I took it so seriously, literal. Like when they needed music, I send over 4, 5, 10, 20 records. Like I'm that guy. I'm not just sending you one. I got this flavor too. I'm like a dope dealer when I like, I got this. What you think about this? No, we don't want that. Oh, okay, well, I got this too. It's like, it's always the new flavor. So it's interesting that you asked them that about that, because I'm like, no, that's how I felt when I got the call about this.
The pressure. It's on you. But
immense.
But here's what's great. Because the person that you showed up to be in the friendship, you got the call way sooner.
Yeah.
You all have known each other for 5 years now?
Over a decade.
Okay,
About
so
a decade.
put in the time anyway.
Yeah,
It's
about
the
a
same.
decade.
You got to put in the time.
Yeah.
Hey, thank y'all for coming in.
Yo,
This
thank
was fun.
you. This was fun.
appreciate
man.
y'all.
Real quick, because my marketing guy had failed us. And this was the
Yeah.
Because he yelled at me.
Right.
I mean,
He
what
needed
the
the
I
hug.
need to watch that tape back. I don't know if I was yelling.
Hold on. What I do want to say for everybody listening, first of all, thank you for having us on your podcast. Thank you for the
Absolutely,
platform
brother.
being
Thank
given.
you.
To everybody, the project that we're referencing is brand new. It's a passion project of ours, labor of love. We've been at it since 2021. 2025, finally, we closed a 2-year distribution deal with All Black. It is an AMC Plus streaming network.
Yeah.
So right now in All Black, we are #1 on the podcast, #1 watch short, number 11 for the same debut month that we came out across the platform period, and number 17 is the highest performing project on there.
Numbers.
So please go check out brand new right now on All Black. We also dropped the soundtrack by these two gentlemen, EP'd by Maestro Jesse Janari. He wrote some of the title tracks on there and has tracks in it as well.
Absolutely.
Please support. We have the full feature film that is coming. It's right now in development, so stay tuned at @brandnew_film. That's how you find us on Instagram. Tap in with us. Let us know what you think about it. We super appreciate the love. The only reason why we can do it is because of your support.
100%. And at Maestro on Instagram, Maestro.
And at Jesse Janari, JESSEJANARI.
Wait,
So
hold on.
we in the
At
building.
Denzel Whitaker.
There you go.
Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you,
Appreciate
brother.
you,
Have a
brother.
good one.
Yep.